Welcome, champions! My name is Margaret, and I am coming to you live from the safe, isolated confines of the Codename Entertainment's streaming studio in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. Shout out as well to Erica, Dylan, and Clive, and Shawn for helping co-produce and moderate this mega long stream. Today, we have a lot of exciting content from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific time, so that's insane. Welcome. Join us. I'm going to get Dylan on the line. And it's Dylan. Hello, Dylan. Oh.
No, I'm
no.
kidding. I just messed with
So mean. So mean.
Hi, I am also isolated at home. And as you can tell from my my facial hair, this is the darkest timeline.
Really? The darkest timeline? Oh, it's a time. How are you doing in your confines? I hear you're running out of tea. That's
actually the real crisis over here. I usually keep myself pretty well stocked on different loose leafs like Earl Grey and black tea and English breakfast tea because I grew up with an English grandmother who taught my dad to drink tea, basically. So
as she should.
Lots of tea. And there's a really nice place in Victoria called Level Ground that gets a lot of free trade stuff. But just leading into the isolation, it stopped being available in a lot of places.
Oh,
I don't know if
no.
this is because they were running out of product or what. And I can't order any from their website. So I was just like,
There's I know there's one tea shop here that's doing you order online and you pick up in the store, but you knock on the door during your allotted time. It feels very clandestine.
Yeah, I might have to do that. Yeah, is that Silk Road?
Silk
maybe?
Road, yeah, they're doing that right now.
Yeah, Eric knows the owner of Silk Road. I forget her name right now, but I met her a couple of years ago. She was really nice. So steadily approaching tealess, but we have food, so can't complain.
Yeah.
Power's good, and most importantly, and this is the thing that I think that a lot of people, pretty much everybody here, can agree with, is we have the internet. And so in a time of somewhat extreme social isolation, we have, the best way to stay remotely connected with the rest of the world available to all of us. So shout out to the internet.
Shout out to the internet.
Because, if this had happened in the 80s, we'd be, playing NES and going crazy.
Yeah, isolation is better with internet.
With friends, yeah.
With friends. Well,
isolation is better
with friends. Yeah, remote friends.
Yeah. No, it's true. And the internet does deliver tea, Gecko, but you have to find a place that will deliver it. Daniela, Eric's in chat too. Daniela is the one who is the owner for Silk Road. He says they went to high school together. Of course they did. Eric knows everybody in the business community in Victoria. Everybody.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. He is one of the best social networkers I've ever had the pleasure of working with or meeting. Isolation's better with friends. And we have a big
update. So Curse of Strahd is one of your favorite 5e campaigns, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So how excited are you about Strahd as a patron?
I'm pretty excited. To be honest, I wasn't expecting Strahd as a patron. I know I've been watching Adam slowly make the art for weeks. And the reason it's been taking weeks is not because Adam is that slow of an artist so much as he gets pulled in a bazillion different directions to do stuff. And so it just took a lot more time to get it finalized and done and out. But it's, we're chipping away at everything all at once, right? So I remember seeing the art and being like, oh, sweet. Because it's not who I had assumed would be the next patron. So I'm pretty stoked. I saw Mark Holmes, one of our friends, the DM for High Rollers, put out a tweet a couple of days ago asking everybody what they thought their favorite 5e book was.
Ooh.
Curse of Strahd overwhelmingly won.
Yeah. I'm currently running it, so that's me. Yeah. And it's a really fun campaign to run. It feels that very apropos with the gothic horror and what have you. Feels very like Edgar Allan Poe a little bit too.
Yeah. I mean, there's that myth that Chris Perkins went on vacation and came back with the book, which I asked Chris Dupuis about, and he confirmed, because apparently that is what happens. But
Chris Perkins, the legend.
Yeah, it's just dripping with atmosphere, right? Like more than any other book. And this isn't to talk crap about any other books, because they all have their qualities. Like Tomb of Annihilation has like the most amazing dungeon at the end of it. That's really rad. But Curse of Strahd is just like, it's just this deeply atmospheric horror landscape that has stuff all over the map. Like there's a lot to do with it, and a lot of influences from classic Ravenloft all the way up to Lovecraft and lots of other stuff too. So it's pretty cool. Also, shout out to R.S. Murphy, who just subbed with Twitch Prime.
Nice. Yeah.
I don't remember anybody ever subbing to our channel before. So
Thank you.
That's awesome. Anyways, yeah, Curse of Strahd, totally my recommendation for a 5e campaign. Unless you're somebody who's hardcore into dungeoning, in which case there's only one epic dungeon, and that is the Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Dungeon of the Mad Mage? Okay. I thought you were going to say like Tomb of Horrors or Tomb of Annihilation, but...
Tomb of Annihilation is an awesome campaign setting that I just wrapped it up with some friends. Had a lot of fun. And the dungeon in it is great. But it's like, I don't know, like 5 floors maybe? The Dungeon of the Mad Mage is like 26 floors. Like it is a full level, like 5 to 20 campaign. And holy crap, subs rolling.
So subs and a hype trade chain and oh my.
Yeah, I'm number 1. Staircase Wit 86. Zeke 640. Hey
Zeke.
Funky Pants. 7th Solar. Gerg the Gamer. Gerg. Kappa Kuma. Your Care. Arger. Cheshire
wow.
31. That's not my name. Is that Boulevard Nights?
Maybe.
Dorian 99 and King California. Light Body. Wow. Thanks, guys. Yeah, this is, by the way, not to like just talk nonstop.
No, please do.
Really weird being the remote guest for the show that I'm normally running.
It feels weird. I feel like I've usurped your place, and I'm going to rue the punishment when it all goes back to normal.
It's a little strange. I'm just gonna keep doing shout outs. Light Bodie, No Control 88, Liska Batfish, Kiao,
Yeah.
Lego Dash, Snow White Tiger.
Apparently I'm
Megiddo.
Megiddo. Wow. Oh, wow.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
This is humbling. Yeah, it's weird being remote. To, like, I have a newborn in the house, and I am personally somebody who is prone to sinus and respiratory related infections because I have allergies. So I am pretty isolated right now.
I've been nominated CNE's most expendable.
Probably CNE's most healthy, actually. Like, I think you're one of the only. I mean, I haven't had any sick days yet in 2020 either, but I've mostly been not there. But most of the office has had some days. So
yeah.
So Sir Mini Maney has gifted a whole bunch of subs.
Sir Mini
16. That is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. And wow.
That's cool. Thanks,
really
guys.
Cool.
Hi, gals. Sorry, I don't want to be.
And we got our Nightbot updated. Thank you for bearing with us while we launch a really long stream while we're all working from home for the most part. So
yeah. I mean,
lots of moving pieces.
There's going to be some like ever so brief breaks when there's the transition to Mars' stream at 1 p.m. and Garwar's stream at 3 p.m. But for the most part, uninterrupted right through until 5 p.m. Pacific. So
exciting!
Huzzah!
So yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah, there's a hype train that is apparently at 327%. I've never seen that before.
What do I do with it? What do we do?
Yeah. Is there a drop-down menu for that?
There is.
Available
fascinating
rewards.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. There's hype conductors. I'm sorry, I have not looked at this. I tend to be somebody who, when I watch Twitch streams, I tend to listen to them more than watch them, actually.
Yeah.
Hey, Lauren. Welcome. Yeah. Anyways, that's very cool. Uh, Maybe we should talk a little bit about the update.
Yes, I think there's a lot of things to cover in the update. I know that Justin will be coming in our at 1:30. So if you have Justin-related questions, he's your man.
Yeah.
But yeah, where would you like to begin? Where should we begin?
I want to first thing I want to do is give a massive shout out to the team in that I think I'm somebody who actually has a lot of experience working remotely. It's what I used to do before working with Codename, and how amazingly the company has transitioned from being an office of 22 to 19 or 20 remote folks and like 2 people in the office, just making sure that the lights are still on. It's been impressive in that the decision was made, they flipped the switch, and it happened.
Yeah.
Almost overnight.
Yeah, no, it was basically overnight. It was Monday afternoon, like last Monday afternoon. It was, hey, no one's coming in tomorrow. Take your stuff.
That was a month ago, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was very cool, and so shout outs to everybody who made that happen. And I stole your shout out during the morning meeting on Monday.
Okay.
So if you want to, you can give that one again, because I think there was one person who went above and beyond in making sure that everybody got ready.
Yes, that's a mad shout out to Dave, one of our co-founders, who just made sure we had all of the possible hardware we needed, covering our connection issues and everything like that. And without this would not be possible. So thank you very much, because this has been as surprisingly seamless considering how fast the transition was. So bad props.
Yeah. So praise Dave. Praise Dave. Somebody asked why I look like Hitler. First of all, I would have had to have shaved down to this, gotten rid of this part, which is a step I'm just not up for taking.
No.
Charlie Chaplin mustache. But,
Charlie Chaplin did it first, maybe?
I was probably going to shave all of it. My skin was just getting agitated, just like I'd had a beard for too long. And I can't shave these parts without cutting myself horrifically.
Oh, no, really?
I have crazy mega sensitive baby skin. And so it took me half an hour to do this without cutting myself, because that's how delicate it is. If I try to go fast, even with a nice sharp razor, it's just it'll peel off that layer of skin too. So
I'm curious what we're all going to look like when we get out of this. I
mean, I was going to get a haircut last week, but I guess I'm not getting
it
for a while.
Nope. So that'll be fun. Yeah, it'll be
very hairy. Yeah. Clive had his 5 o'clock shadow 10 seconds after starting from home. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Be looking like Robin Williams and Jumanji. Yeah. Oh man, I love that film. That was good. If you told me after that film came out that there would actually be 3 Jumanjis and they would all be watchable and pretty entertaining, I wouldn't have believed you.
Fair. Yeah.
Anyways.
No, it's a thing. Okay, but update. Should we talk about that?
Update. Yeah. So Strada's a patron.
Strada's a patron.
That's where this started. I'm stoked. I remember seeing a lot of speculation, on the subreddit and in the Discord about what the modifier would be for Strahd, something that's tied into him, and intelligence was an interesting one, I think, because we don't actually run with a huge number of wizards or eldritch knights or any of the classes that typically have high intellect scores in the game, and so it dramatically cut down the list of available champions for the content, but at the same time hit all the champions who were excluded from
which
either
is
Vajra or Mert so far. So
mad props.
Yeah, so I'm pretty stoked about that. And it's going to be challenging for people. I mean, I think there's at least one. I think there's at least one slot that doesn't have any champions that have high enough intellect for it.
Unless you have the Zorba feat, I believe.
Yeah, the feats will. The intellect feats will suddenly be popular.
Yeah, it's supposed to why do we have these?
Yeah. They were skippable before, but now it's oh crap, I need those.
You need the Zorba feat is great. And
pretty
then
excited about that.
there's only 2 tanks available at the moment. I think it's...
but one of them's Tyrrell, and he's overpowered, let's be honest.
Don't nerf the bear. Love the bear. Don't
so
nerf my teddy bear.
He's so good.
So
at some point he's going to get tweaked, I'm sure, but I'm not sure.
Not the teddy bear.
Not the teddy bear. Well, if you could buff amazingly and tank an infinite number of mobs, I think perhaps you're too good. Maybe not infinite, but
maybe
we
okay.
should be able to get to the mob max. Overwhelm is supposed to work,
right? Except for if it's a bear. It's a bear.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But no, he's super good. That's pretty cool. The spring extravaganza.
Yes.
I keep wanting to call it a celebration because we had a 2nd anniversary celebration. And the blueprint for it's really similar. But getting everybody that Celeste Con feed.
Yes. So please.
That has been plugged in to be a part of this for many months.
Yes.
So pretty excited about that. And also just honestly, the 1.0 launch, coming out of early access. I know a lot of players didn't think we were ever going to do that. And I made sure to include in the blog our boast for when the game launched on Steam at first in 2017, where we're there was a question how long do you expect to be in early access? It's we expect to be able to get all of our features in 6 months.
That's I feel like that's a developer 6 months.
Yeah, well, I think one of the things is you set your goals for the content that you want to get into the game, and then as you're developing everything, the game takes on a bit of a life of its own. You see players playing it in ways that you didn't expect.
Yes.
Because you can't anticipate what the internet hive mind is going to do to your game to make it better and to play it. And so you start going with the flow a little bit and trying to make sure that you're cultivating that. But then it changes how you want to pursue some of the stuff. Being able to replay variants is something that had been on our minds since the game launched.
Yeah.
And it took a while before we had the capacity to develop and implement the patron system that allows people to replay them. The game evolves. It's a live service game.
Yeah, and you've been on the team since before the game was released, even to
Well, I've been playing since it was in alpha because Eric posted something on Facebook, and I'm like, I'll test that game. It's got D&D in the name.
Yeah.
And then I came on board just after launch. So the High Harvest Tide blog for year 1 is I think one of the only event blogs I didn't write because Clive wrote it before I came on board.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Or around the time I came on board.
Which is why I take most of what you say about the game as gospel. It's okay.
Well,
which maybe I shouldn't,
awesome.
but
yeah, Erica remembers stuff better than I do.
Well, Erica's like an encyclopedia. She's amazing.
Yeah. Well, she has a memory that works.
Yeah.
So she is the wiki for both Idle Champions and Crusaders, which is really impressive.
Yeah.
Nothing would run without Erica. Let me tell you. Just saying that now.
Yeah. No, not happening.
What else is coming in this update? A lot of champion changes.
Yes. Hitch is no longer DPS. That's a big one.
That is a really interesting one. I am most interested in spending some time checking out Birdsong, given some pretty monumental changes to Birdsong. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of other changes too, and I know there's the ultimate balance change is going to probably have a pretty significant shift on what the meta is like, because there won't be a point in debuffing the way that we have before. The double dipping was just horrendous. Crawl will still be amazing.
Well, yes, but Joe would never let us have Crawl not be amazing.
Yeah, well, it's Crawl.
It's Crawl.
I mean, yeah, I've been pushing for us to have Crawl since long before Joe said it was okay.
Fair.
So, yeah. Yeah, it's I'm pretty excited about that. So gonna play around with Birdsong a bunch, check that out, and yeah, because Birdsong is one of the characters that I'd put a lot of gear levels and stuff into before when I was using Birdsong a lot, and Birdsong was the linchpin that got me through the Azaka's Procession Part 2 before nerfs and level cap increases and stuff. Like the weekend that came out. Birdsong and Strix and a bunch of other characters. So
Yeah,
pretty excited about that too.
that's great. Yeah. New formation saves for.
Yeah, I'm actually not somebody who uses many formation saves. I know a lot of players are going to be excited because they're going to have. I don't do Azaka farming.
Yeah.
And I don't do all the more complex bench stacking stuff. I idle play. Like I set it up and forget it. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I see somebody asking if Candlekeep will become an affiliation. Yeah, Birdsong was created for Tales from Candlekeep, Tomb of Annihilation by BCom Studios. So shout out to BCom and Tales from Candlekeep. Yeah, Birdsong is an awesome character. Anyways, that's a good question for Justin or Chris Dupuis, because I have no idea.
They know things. Their brains are spoilers.
Yeah, killing that armored tank. Yeah, the Jade Juggernaut, I think it was called. Yeah, God, that just reminds me of how much fun if you ever get the chance, playing through the Tomb of Annihilation in a 5e campaign is a lot of fun. Just throwing that back out there. Okay. There's a lot of really cool stuff in that dungeon, including, actually, you know what? I'm not going to spoil it. It's just an awesome dungeon. And if you're one of those players who enjoys watching D&D and you're like, Tomb of Annihilation is not a campaign I'm likely to play. Watching the Foursquare Lost City of Omu series that D&D put out a couple of years ago with Joe Manganiello and Deborah Anwal and Dylan Sprouse, Brian Hussein, Udkar Shamadar, and Matt Mercer DMing is a pretty great series that condenses it into a pretty fun, watchable thing. And then, more importantly, their live finale at the end. They physically built the Tomb of Annihilation dungeon for the campaign, and there's a floor on it that has rooms are actually giant cogs that turn, and so the entrances and exits point at different things, and they built the whole mechanism for their live game. It's just freaking awesome, and of course, because he's lucky and awesome, Eric was actually there. He was backstage and side stage watching that. But,
that's wicked. I think that's definitely something that is a really cool perk of this job, is being able to sort of look into a little bit behind the scenes of all these D&D things.
Yeah. People are saying I'm quiet. Did you turn me down? I can turn me up.
Yeah, I did not. I think it looks like we can start to have a Twitch drop now. I know there's been some questions about it in chat.
Yeah, let's do it.
So let's do it. I'm getting the blessings from
Worship Strahd.
Oh, okay. Drop mission completed. Claim the reward now is what you guys should be seeing.
Yeah.
Am I? Oh, yay. Okay.
Boom.
Yeah, I've claimed it. Okay, great.
Yeah, and then it's on your account.
It's on my account.
And if your account is connected, it'll go to the game. If you are on Steam, and then we're still implementing functionality for all the other
things,
all the other
platforms like console, but it will be there. If you claim it on your account, when you link it, it will be there.
Yeah.
So yes, please claim now. Claim now. This is me saying out loud, claim now.
Yeah. You've got a couple minutes.
To get your Strahd shut.
Yeah.
Strahd chest. That's going to be a tongue twister for our Extravaganza, I think some people were trying to convince me to call it. And I'm like, that doesn't fit into 16 characters.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but we have, I think, a half dozen different possible rewards today.
Yes.
But people are going to have multiple chances to get them in case they missed one. So
that is.
If you are somehow somebody who tunes in for 7 hours, and kudos to you because that's intense.
Mad props.
There's 6 different possible ones you can get over the course of the day today.
Yes.
But you will get multiple opportunities for a number of them.
Yes.
Including my favorite one that originally I wanted to have as my reward. But I thought it'd be better for later in the stream for people who put more work into this than I did, and also worship Strahd. So
Yeah. You worship Strahd? Actually?
No, guy's a jerk, but
Okay.
Everybody else should.
Okay. Yes. So there will be multiple opportunities to claim the rewards because it's a long stream, and well, straight up, we're not evil. This is a new thing for us that we're trying, and we're coming at it with the best of intentions, and we want to get it right for you guys as best as we can, and we hope that you have the same good faith and belief in us.
Yeah.
So
I see some players saying that they didn't get their claim buttons in their chat.
okay.
So we will have to see.
Yeah.
You'll get another chance.
You'll get another chance.
Yeah, we will be evaluating how this went towards the end.
And Zeke has a great question. If you claim a Strahd chest now, will we be able to get another one in the next drop that happens? No, it's going to be for each chest for each drop. There's one of each type, except for there's 2 gold chests. So you will be able to claim each of them once. That's just the way it works for right now. So it's not like you'll get 2 Strahd chests if you get the 2 Strahd chest drops, but there are 2 distinct gold chest drops. But that's
people. When do we get the Birdsong one? The Birdsong one. We saved that one for people who worked harder to make that happen.
Yes.
Than I did. But yeah, that's the good one.
They're all good, but that's the
goodest.
One. That's the goodest one. Yeah, we'll go that way.
Anyways, if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer some questions if I can.
Before we head out.
Yeah, because I know I got to wrap up pretty quick here because somebody who can answer more questions is coming.
Yes. It's great. The mighty Justin. But yeah.
Otherwise,
silver lining, you get to spend more time with your daughter.
I do.
That's great.
Although, I mean, she has a habit of yakking on me, so I didn't really hold her so much this morning. I held her before she had a feed because babies puke. That's what they do.
They do that thing.
Well, they don't really puke so much as like they have breastfed, and then they're just kind of like, and it just like leaks out, and you're just like, oh, So
it's like,
such is life. But pretty excited. It's actually, if I was ever going to get isolated at home, she's 8 weeks old this week, right? Like,
yeah,
it's a good time to be able to spend time with a newborn because they are changing every day. I mean, she's, she passed 11 pounds. She was born at 7. She is way larger. And
those mad baby gains.
Yeah, it's impressive. It's a real trip, and she makes some really cute sounds that are just absolutely freaking adorable. Yes, the Caddy Bree skin is available now. Gliding secret. If you've unlocked Strahd, Caddy Bree is part of the Strahd patron shop.
Vampire Caddy Bree looks super wicked.
Yeah.
So.
Anywho, we're getting close, so I should probably go.
Okay.
So thank you for hosting me, and
thank you for letting me usurp your place.
In chat.
And yes, I will see you in chat. Thank you, Dylan.
Cheers.
Bye for now. All right, and now I am just going to get Justin online. So that's very exciting. New meeting. Yes, it's lots of fun when we are doing this somewhat live, phoning everyone in. I feel a little bit like I'm running one of those telephone marathons from like the 60s, where it's like, call now, and once we hit this drive, we'll have more entertainment, like in PBS or something. Okay, just sent the invite to Justin. Operator standing by to take your pledges. So we'll see. Justin, pick up, please. Yeah. Calling out to pledge yourself to Strahd? I mean, that sounds great. Except for, well, I don't know. You do you. Oh, Zeke is saying that I'm in the office alone right now, so it's my chance to get everyone back who has hazed me in the last couple months. I'm not sure that's the wisest idea. Most excitingly, Justin's here, so I will switch to Justin view. It's Justin view.
Is it working?
Is it working? And, I need to change the name because you are not Dylan.
Dylan!
You are.
Hooray!
You are Justin.
Everyone, I'm Dylan.
Oh gosh. Yeah, this is exactly how our office works, guys. The hazing is real.
All right.
You're Justin.
Good question is, why is this coming through my speaker?
Do you need to mute your Twitch?
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
It's coming through my headphone now.
Fabulous.
All right. Welcome to my office, everyone.
The office.
AKA my bedroom in my condo, because we're all on lockdown. Because
That's
the world we live in now.
it's the world now. All right.
All right. Everything looks like it is going
Going
well.
well.
I can kind of. I'm going to move my camera over here so that when I'm looking at Twitch chat, that I'm more looking at the camera.
I really like your
There we
bedspread. It's really nice.
Thank you. We got it from IKEA.
Nice. Good choice.
Yeah. Well, it's a fun day. I'm just running on adrenaline right now. The release and then all of the fun bugs that come with releasing something.
It's sometimes just despite our best intentions, things happen, and that's just the way that is.
Yeah, and then of course, we started planning this out like months ago.
Yep.
And we were all like, yeah, we're gonna have everyone come in to the stream and hang out, and then we're like, oh wait, everyone's at home. Should we get like green screens for everyone behind them so we can all be pretty? But no, you know what? You just get to see my bedroom. That's the world in 2020.
But I feel like it's very reflective of the times, because the world for us has changed dramatically in 2 weeks, and we should embrace the chaos.
Exactly. Yeah.
And just for everyone in chat wondering who Justin is.
Who is Justin?
Who is Justin? Justin is one of the co-founders of Codename Entertainment and the lead game designer on Untitled Champions.
Yeah. So if you really like the design, then you can praise Justin, and if you don't like the design, you can blame Chris.
Oh, yeah. That sounds a little mean, but we'll roll with it.
No, don't blame Chris. Chris works really, really hard to get everything out and get everything organized.
Yeah. No.
And we blame him in jest. He is blameless. But it was a pretty big update today.
Yes.
I know you guys already talked about it, and actually in our stand-up today, just before, well, I guess as we were launching it, I went through the whole list for the whole company, and it was a massive list. Like, I've still got it up here on my other screen. We've got the spring extravaganza with 7 days worth of things to claim. Yep. And then the main reward if you claim 4 days worth. So keep on.
Please claim 4 days worth. And
we got the formation save system. That's up to 50 formations per, where you used to just be able to do 3 per patron event campaign. You can now do 50, and you can name them. That's pretty fun.
Yes.
We got Strahd, of course, the patron. You guys talked about that a little bit. But we also added familiars to all the patron stores, right? So Mert and Vajra both have familiars now that you can buy, as well as one on
They're
Strahd.
So cute.
They're really good familiars this time, yeah. What else? We got there's some new DLC as well. An Iron Pup familiar and a Shade Artemis skin.
Yes, the Shade Artemis.
And there's all those balance changes. Tons of balance changes. Which hopefully people will dive into and enjoy over the next little while.
Yeah, it's sort of like I had my champions, now I'm like, wait, nope, I need to try out the ones that I hadn't used so much before, and switch up some of the ones that I had. So
exactly,
we'll see how that goes.
Get those champions out of the closet, dust them off, and give them a go.
Don't you put your champions in the closet? It's like What it's like, don't put Delina in the corner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had some people who like the Strix changes. That's good.
Uh-huh.
I was really excited about the Strix Haunted change to really like encourage people to just wipe your formation over and over and over. That's a new strategy. Just put in a formation of 10 people that are they're just there to die.
Nice.
I think that's very kind of Strahdy.
We've got some questions from chat already.
Oh boy.
So
Okay.
let's maybe kick that off.
Bring it on.
Green Samurai 23 says, great update. One concern though is the RNG of Zorbu's +1 int feed for Strahd.
Mm-hmm.
This could be a serious hindrance for those who don't have it, and we might not get it for potentially years. Any thoughts on fixing that somehow?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that we'll be looking at, and we'll see how people are doing with Strahd without Zorbu. I think from one perspective, yeah, we don't want stuff that's really important to be locked behind RNG like that.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, there are a bunch of other DPS champions out there. So,
Yeah.
give them a try and see how they work out. And maybe you'll find someone who's actually really competitive with what Zorbu would be.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll be watching that.
For sure. Always watching.
Always watching. Always reading. Always reading all the chats, all the Discord stuff, all the Steam stuff. Even if we don't respond, we're always there.
We're always there.
In a non-creepy way.
Okay, maybe in a creepy way. Yeah.
50-50.
50-50. DOM has a question. Do chests for Strahd contain gear for champions that only qualify for him with a feat?
They will only contain that gear if you have the feat equipped at the time you open the chest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to have the feat equipped on the champion to have gear for that champion.
So if you open a Strahd chest and you don't have, say, the Zorbu int feat equipped, you will not get Zorbu gear. But if you do, then you will.
Cool.
Yeah. That's actually how Vajra chests worked as well for Celeste, for those people who snuck the con feat a little bit early as well. So, yeah.
All right. Mage Pie. It was mentioned that there were certain goals you wanted to reach in order to leave early access. Can you now discuss what those goals were? Yes, please. I'd love to know this as well.
Sure. Yeah, I should have thought about this before because we did have a bunch of goals, and we are very, very close on most of those goals. There's one that we haven't quite hit that we were just like, you know what, we just got to go for it, and that's the multiple formation saves, or not formation saves, multiple adventure mode.
So that's
and that's coming very, very soon.
Very, very soon. Oh, you're saying very, very soon.
It is coming very, very soon in terms of CNE soonness. Let's say that.
So Justin soon, not Margaret soon. Gotcha.
If very, very soon, if CNE soon is like, like sometime in 2020 or early 2021, then very, very soon would be before the end of 2020.
Before the end of 2020.
No, it is.
Okay.
We're actually working on it really hard, and we've got some very very encouraging results from what we've done so far. And we're also working on the Modron automation system that is it's going to be really, really awesome. Yeah. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be really fun for players to fiddle around with that. But in terms of things we wanted to do to get out of early access, we wanted to make sure that we had like a full game that felt really well featured. Adding patrons was one really, really big thing that we wanted to do because we wanted to be able to encourage people to use different formations and replay the variants. So that was probably the biggest one that was sort of preventing us from leaving early access really early on. And then just getting a whole bunch of content, getting a number of campaigns in there, so it felt like there was a game with quite a bit of content in there. We didn't necessarily want to release with like 2 campaigns and half of our events set up.
I'd say there's quite a bit of content as someone who came on not at the beginning. It's there's a lot to do. I find it kind of funny when sometimes we get some feedback that is like, oh, but I can't progress on the campaigns because I have so many events. And I'm like, yes, this is my problem too.
Absolutely.
So it's great though. It's awesome that there are so many fun things to do in the campaigns and in the events.
I feel like we're really we're at a good place with the game right now, and I think we'll try and step up. I mean, I'm not going to promise anything, but we're going to try and step up the rate at which we do our rebalances, because I think those are really important for keeping the game fresh and keeping your formation switching around. And then once multiple adventure mode comes out, I think that's going to be a really, really exciting thing for players, where it's like, now you don't just have 10 champions you need to use at once. You have 20 or 30 or 40 champions that you need to have raring to go, and 4 unique, really powerful formations. So I'm really excited about all of that.
I'm excited too. I'm really glad we have so many formation saves going into multiple adventure mode though, because it's sort of like 3 to 50. We're doing this once.
Yeah. I'm not going to go 3 to 6.
No.
And then 6 isn't quite enough. Oh, maybe 9. No, 9's not quite enough. You know what? 50. And if 50's not enough, I don't know. But
50 in the capacity to label them, so you know what the formation is.
Absolutely. Yeah. What did I intend to do with this formation? It's got Grama in the back row, and must have been good for something.
This was a plan. Okay. All for Kroll has a question. Will it be possible to hide already bought items on the Patreon store?
Yeah, that is something I was looking at when I was putting in Strahd. I was like, yeah, we should probably really do that. So it is bouncing around in my brain right now, and I will. You know what? I'll just make a note of it right now in my home sticky note to do doc.
Yes.
Hide bought patron items. Done. Well, not done, but put it
on the list. On the Justin list.
On the Justin list, as opposed to just on the general list.
Awesome. Ooh, Unscript. Is asking, are there any plans to add more PS4 trophies?
That's a great Peter question. I think Peter's coming on at some point. I know there were some issues with PlayStation with how those get added in. But I don't know the specifics of it, and maybe he can come on later and correct me on that. But my understanding was they don't just want us doing it kind of willy-nilly. They want it done with an expansion pack kind of deal. So I'll have to ask Peter about that, or maybe I'm about to get told by Dupuy in the live stream. Well, we'll see.
Peter will know. Someone will know.
Peter will know.
Sir Mini says, I'm just wondering if there are any plans to condense the journal somewhere. I would love to be able to open the whole storyline without having to open free plays.
Yeah, so the main issue there is related to data transfer. Peter says he knows about that. Is related to data transfer. We don't actually send the client all of the cinematics and text, adventure text and quests and stuff. For every adventure, whenever you load the game, we do it as you go on to the adventure. So the client doesn't actually even know what the dialogue and quests are like for other adventures when you're on one. And there's quite a lot of data there, and we don't really want to send it all at once. It's a tough one. I understand what players are asking for, and I understand how it would be really cool for them. But it's just a challenge that we don't really want to send all of that data out at once, because it's just a lot of data. And
is asking, can Justin straighten his painting on the wall? I think it's straight.
It's just an optical illusion. It is actually straight.
Yeah.
I did consider moving the one that's not actually on the wall before this stream, but
This is
the real
isolation
bedroom experience.
Yeah. 7 Below is asking, is Krell's trader damage amplified by Divas? Please say no.
It is still at the moment. We wanted to sort of take these things one step at a time. So that's also the reason we didn't do any big Zaka changes in this balance patch, even though Zaka was technically part of the year one set of champions. So we will continue to look at that, and when Joe's not looking, we might make that change. But we'll see how it affects everything.
Fair. So user 6823454 various.
Oh yeah. No.
this question. The last gem familiar was the 5th of September 2018, and is asking when new gem familiars will be added.
Yeah, so those will likely be related to the multi-adventure mode. That's probably when we'll get some more in there. That's my plan, at least. I'll have to check with the rest of the team and see where they are on that. But yeah, we want to make sure that once we have multi-adventure mode, that there are enough sort of free familiars out there for people to be able to do sort of a minimal amount of stuff, at least. And so that's probably the point at which we'll add more gems. Familiars.
Okay, so surrounding multi-adventure mode. Great. From the boss himself. That's
the hope.
That's the hope. The dream.
Yeah, if it doesn't happen, hashtag blame Chris. Aran247 has a question. Now that feats are even more important, potentially, could we get a pity timer on them? A pity timer on feats in chests.
Yeah, opening 100 chests without a single feat really sucks.
Yeah, that does suck. Yeah, we haven't talked about that, but I can certainly bounce that around in my brain and see if there's something that makes sense for that, or see if we can add some other way to sort of make that an easier thing to do to get those chest feats. Because as we add more and more and more and more, and like they say, as they become more important, it definitely does vastly increase the number of gold chests you have to open to get them all, even on average. So it's definitely something we want to look at. Whoa, what's going on here?
Birdsong just dropped.
Whoa.
So.
Oh my gosh, claim.
Claim. Go team.
Claimed. I've claimed it.
Yeah, me too.
It's a really, really cool skin.
Yeah.
It's an incredibly cool skin.
Oh.
So claim that skin.
Yeah.
And the updates to Birdsong in this patch too. I don't know if players have read over them, but I can quickly read out what we did to Birdsong while we're talking about Birdsong, whose skin just dropped, by the way. People who are listening.
1-800 claim now. Thank you, C. Morgan, for the.
So Birdsong, actually, when we released her, was actually one of my favorite champions that we did, and I was really psyched at how we sort of built on this song of battle, and then these various tempos that buffed it up. But she had one really big drawback, and that was that her tempo of victory only kept stacking while she was killing things. And so if you were trying to use her as a support champion, or even as a main DPS, as soon as she stopped one-shotting things or killing things, it really tanked her DPS and her support ability. So what we've done is we've added 3 new specializations that are each sort of based around how you want to use her, that make tempo victory last a lot longer or be more effective. So the first one is for, like, if you're using Birdsong as your main DPS, it increases her DPS and makes it so tempo victory lasts for 60 seconds instead of 15 seconds before it falls off. So as long as you can get another kill in 60 seconds with Birdsong, it'll keep on going and stacking up to full. And then the second specialization stacks it when any champion affected by Song of Battle gets a kill. So if you're using her as a buffer, and then the buffed champion gets a kill, that will stack up Song of Battle, but it'll only last for 10 seconds that way, so they got to keep on getting kills to keep it up. And then Crescendo, the final one, buffs it whenever any enemy affected by Song of Battle attacks a boss. So you don't even have to kill a boss, but just attack a boss. So that one will only really be useful in boss areas, so it won't stack it up outside of boss areas. But once you're in a boss area, it'll stack up that Song of Victory or Tempo of Victory really quickly. So yeah.
Okay.
Those are the big Birdsong changes.
Yeah, just that, just a little change, no.
Just some small changes, just 3 major new specialization changes.
And a fresh new outfit.
Yes.
Okay. We have a bunch of questions, I think.
We got a couple more questions.
Yeah, people are excited about you being here.
I'm excited about me being here too.
I'm excited that you're here. Things. Bogart Ramshackle is asking, what kind of stay-at-home hacks have you found? Not in the game, but for example, a Netflix party extension to watch with socially distant friends.
Yeah, I haven't done all of that, but we've actually, in the office, we've been doing all sorts of video chats on Google Hangouts, and actually shout out to our very own Margaret, who organized a daily coffee run virtual coffee
Coffee
run
run.
where everyone can grab a cup of coffee and log into a group hangout where everyone can catch up and see what's
Yeah.
going on in the day. So I think that was really cool. And for me personally, I'm just, it's tough not being in the office every day, but I also get to have lunch with my wife every day, which is really nice.
Awesome.
She's also working from home, and we get to wake up in the morning and go straight to work without having to drive through traffic or whatnot. So there's some upsides to it.
There are some upsides, but I definitely miss everyone in the office. We're a pretty tight knit bunch.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this all being over in an indeterminate amount of time.
And to answer Zeke, yes, my coffee run, our virtual coffee run is at 2 p.m.
Of course, exactly 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Not a second later.
Oh. Yeah. Nightmare 937 has a question. Will console get collections, and will we see more patron familiars now that we've added these 3?
Console, I do want to do, what I want to do with the collection screen is actually ditch the collection screen as is and replace it with an even better collection screen.
One that doesn't show missing common items.
One that, it'll still show missing common, because you can get those from time gates now. Usually. But I want to actually expand that collection screen out to just a whole sort of completion screen that will show you a whole bunch of really lovely progress bars about like how many adventures you've completed out of all the adventures and how many patron adventures you've completed, and just have a whole bunch of stuff that you can fill up to full. And that will include sort of what the existing collection screen has on it. And so when we get around to doing that, which is, I don't even want to say soon, but at some point.
At some point. Okay. It's the time after soon.
At some point, when Graham's time frees up from doing the mud run automation stuff, we will get around to that, and that will be really awesome, and that will be on all platforms, including console.
Awesome.
And then what was the second question?
Will we see more patron familiars now that we've added 3?
Yeah, we don't have any plans for that right now, but never say never. As we add more adventures in, it increases the total amount of influence you can get from a patron. And right now we're sort of dumping stuff into the store as more slots become available from having more and more patron influence. You'll notice that the familiars that are in there actually require a large percentage of your variants, so the patron variants be done before you can claim them. So they're end game goals.
End games. Cool. And so this sort of leads into the next question from Hiken. Is there any plan to be able to access favor and patron menus outside of our run? Like in the main menu?
Like on the main menu? Yeah, so the issue there, and the reason we don't do that right now, is because there's no real user-specific data loaded while you're on the main campaign screen.
Oh, okay.
So if you were to say go into the shop and buy something, or go into the perks thing and buy some perks, there's just some syncing issues that that wouldn't really work all that well with the way the system is designed. So if we do have that information on the main screen, it will need to be in sort of a specific window, and we haven't gotten around to doing that quite yet. But it is stuff that I know is important for players, and it would be something that would be really good to show there. We just it's a little bit more complex than just enabling the dialogue there.
Gotcha.
Why we haven't done it.
HB Devout 1 says, I have to be honest, the game in general is so smooth and good, I didn't realize it wasn't officially released.
Oh, well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of sort of our release cadence and like events and new content and sales and all that stuff, we'll continue to do basically what we were doing before. This just makes it a little bit more official.
Nice. And Doldamax has a question about the Braga and Death variant on Raja, because that was coming soon.
Yeah, so that was the one where you needed Jarlaxle, and obviously he's not available for Vajra, so we disabled that variant. The issue there still remains, and we haven't come to a satisfactory decision on it yet, where basically we don't have quite yet the ability to really customize the variants beyond the basic patron requirements. So we don't, the sort of ideal thing would be to turn that Jarlaxle into like an escort that you can't move around or remove from the formation or whatnot, so that it matches the initial requirement. But we just don't have the tech to do that right now.
Gotcha.
So if we decide that that's tech we want to do, we will certainly implement it in that variant and then add that for Vajra. But in the meantime, it'll remain disabled for Vajra. And there's a couple of variants as well in Strahd that are disabled for a similar reason, because either there's a required champion that's not usable in them. For example, there's a Minx variant, and I think Minx isn't. I don't think he's the most intelligent champion, so I don't think he qualifies for for Strahd. And then I think there's another one where it's like only champions with an int of 12 or less can be used. And I think we disabled that one because we don't really want you to have to click to level 450 because that's no fun.
Ow. Yeah. Zeke is asking, with alts no longer double dipping with debuffs, do they still process Cisaspia's spore damage or dot damage? Her debuff doesn't affect Bud, so only single dipped before by applying the dot when hit when an alt, but if it doesn't interact with alts anymore, like other debuff, it feels like a huge nerf to her because she would be zero dip.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I mean, Cisaspia does have a buff component to her, the infection, subtle infection, it's called. So she is balanced with that in mind, and actually she's balanced without taking her sort of debuff, her damage over time, into taking that into consideration. But Cisaspia was kind of designed in this kind of weird in-between time where we were like, okay, alts are too, like, or not alts are too powerful, debuffs are too powerful, so we can't do a flat debuff right now. But we were also like, but someday we might, or we are probably going to make it so debuffs aren't affecting alts anymore. But where's the sort of in-between on that for now? So we went with the debuff not really affecting Bud at all. But it's possible that we could make a slight change there in the future. We'll sort of see. I still think Cisaspia is pretty good in terms of what she brings in terms of buffing, but we'll keep an eye on her.
Keep an eye on her? Awesome.
Yeah.
Zulganub is asking, I find it very hard to determine the impact of some champions on the global DPS/progression, Barrowin, for example, or the debuffs. Are there plans to make it easier? There are a lot of combinations in the game, which is great. Thanks and congrats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so one of the things that we want to do in the near future, hopefully, is reorganize sort of all of the formation circles. So all of they're transitioning right now. Where are they? There they are. So all those formation circles right now, they've got the health, they've got all your buffs, they've got your attack timers on them. So one of the things we would like to do is sort of reorganize those so they're a lot easier to read. That includes making the health appear in front of monsters and whatnot. So it's a lot easier to sort of tell who's getting what and who's giving what. And so that is one thing that's very, very front in my mind in terms of next steps to work on to make everything a little bit more clear. Because I think the complexity of the game has increased even since we released it in terms of just the number of abilities and how they interact. And every time we push out a new champion, we're trying to make them interesting and unique. And so that means everything just keeps expanding and expanding and expanding. So certainly we do want to make all that stuff much more clear if we can. And we will continue to take passes on that as we go.
Awesome. Well, it is almost 11. Should I be letting you?
If you'd like to, I can get back to the work channels and see what's been broken / fixed while I was gone. David is standing by, so I will go back into operator mode. Okay, fantastic. Thank you for having me.
This was super great. Thank you very much for joining. And you realize that I'm going to be begging you to join a stream again because we can get a lot of really awesome questions answered when you come on stream.
Well, if people want to see my bedroom some more, I will be here for the next indeterminate period of time.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks very much.
Thanks so much,
Justin. Everyone.
Bye. And now I am going to be bringing David to our stream. Very exciting. David joining us. His invite has been sent. The operators are standing by. So, yeah, that was great to have Justin on stream, and hopefully we will get more of him soon. Now we're just waiting for David to get the email. Yeah, there's a lot of questions here. David might be able to answer some of them, and then following David is the wonderful Chris of the Blame Chris, Praise Chris hashtags. Ed, yes, perfect, okay. And guest view, hello, we are live. Well, we are continuing to be live. Please hold the line while we sort out our technical issues. Oh, I see. Uzbar wants to swap around my core information. If you want to throw suggestions, sure. But I will admit that this is a little bit of a challenge to both interview and keep up with you guys and play. But I will take your suggestions. Oh, we will wait. But no. I will wait until Dave is good to go. And I need to change him from being Justin to being David, because that's not his name. All right. Yes, can't quite hear. Yes, Dave is very fancy. He's got his awesome setup in the other end of the office. We're the only ones here. Yeah. How quiet is it there? It's really quiet. There is no shredding truck yet. I'm so very excited by that. It also feels a little bit eerie. When I came in this morning, I actually just locked the door after me because I'm like, this is too creepy. Without it. So yeah, it's both quiet and creepy. It's when I've been going out for runs around town, like by myself, maintaining complete distance, and it's been really eerie. Oh, is Dave back? Dave back? Maybe not. I don't know. Yes, it does feel a little bit like a horror movie. Yeah, and yes, that is why I locked the door behind me, because I'm like, I don't think there's going to be an axe murderer, but this is also how horror movies start. I can say that we will be trying to do the... Oh, why am I twice? That's no good. The Birdsong skin drop again. Not right away, but we will be doing this again. Oh, okay. David's back. So we will see. I can answer some of the questions that I have answers to already. The Baron von Drack had a question. Well, which adventure campaign does Strahd unlock from? Strahd requires that you have 40 champions, including core and evergreen champions. Aren't core and evergreen champions the... Oh, okay. And complete the Towering Expectations adventure in the Grand Tour of the Sword Coast campaign, which I'm currently rushing to do. If it's just the adventure towering expectations, you don't need the variants done. Once those criteria are met, you can spend 10 rare, that's blue bounty contracts, and 20 silver chests to unlock them. So that is that. Edric 96 has a question. Is the water deep champion coming faster than soon yet? Chris Dukley, you might know. I'll ask him when he gets on. Cranman 11 has a question that are codes being discontinued in favor of drops, or is that just for this stream? And that's just for today. It's part of our spring extravaganza, and we're very excited to be working with Twitch on this right now. So that's great. Dana Wolf 1973. Do we get to see Shawn today? Yes, Shawn will be joining at around 12:30 CNE time. And yes, I know that there is there is a lot of feedback about the Twitch drops. I ask you again that we are doing, this is new for us. This is the debut of Twitch drops 2.0. So we ask that we are approaching this in good faith, and we ask that you guys recognize that as well. Lego Dash is asking, when are we getting the other half of the Green Flame Gym Dark Magic stuff? That is coming soon. The west coast of the United States and Canada was thrown into a little bit of chaos recently, so when we get that sorted out, we will, that is still on our agenda, and we will be letting you know. Okay. All right. Is Dave back? Maybe. Nope. Okay, we are switching up our order, and it's going to be Dupuis just for a moment, just because we are having some fun with our call in tech. The operators have failed, but new operator, please stand by. Please stand by. So we are now calling in Chris Dupuis. So yes, very much the telethon here at the moment. Naroid 98 has a question. Will Extravaganza chest be fixed on WebGL? Nothing happens after fixing the claim button. We do like to fix things. So yes, we hope this is it. And that sounds like that is Chris. So we will switch to Chris right now. Ooh, and an extra special guest as well. Hi.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can check. Can yes. Oh, that's slightly too green. You disappeared.
Hang on, I'll fix it.
But yeah.
Hey everybody. Sorry, we had a little visitor.
Very cool. Yeah. Ooh. Oh.
So they can see that people usually people.
Okay, hang on. I'll hold it. You just giggle.
Congratulations, everyone.
Oh, that's adorable. Thank you, Keely. That's fantastic.
Good job. Do you want to say hi to everyone playing Idle Champions?
Hi.
Who's
Hi, Keely.
Who's your favorite character?
Yes. Who's your favorite character?
The girl that plays music.
The girl that plays music. So
Calliope?
Yeah, that has the red hair.
Good choice. You're going to have a rock star in your hands there shortly, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
That has the music notes above her head.
Oh, Vlanya.
Oh, Valanya.
Yeah. The music notes above her head.
Okay.
Good job.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to talk about boring work stuff now, though.
Yes.
Ew, I know.
I know. Boring work stuff. The stream.
Bye. I love you. Hi. So
Hi.
sorry.
No.
Hang on. Ooh. Thanks, buddy. Have fun.
Butterfly?
Woo.
Okay.
Busy day today, hey?
Yes. There's a lovely GIF that's on the internet of Fork It. We're doing it live. That feels very much the theme for today.
Yes, very much so.
And I have my okay. I love the moon. Are you on the moon? Yeah. Yeah.
Somehow without a green screen too. Like, what is this world we live in?
It's
Technology.
awesome. Okay, so how are you in the moon? And are you going stir crazy yet?
No. Well, you know, like I've got my wife and daughter with me, and they have just been wonderful partners during all this. I make a joke with Kaylee. It's like we're astronauts now, and we're on our little space station, and we've been having fun on our little space station. I get daily deliveries of pictures and snacks and stuff. And
That's fantastic.
yeah, no, we're doing well here, but. Thanks a lot to you setting up our coffee chats for work. I think one of the most challenging things about this new world is that we're cut off from everyone, and so having the ability to video chat with coworkers, even just to check in and say hi, it brings a sense of normalcy back to things.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
I think one of the biggest things that I find in working remotely is the last thing that we would want is someone to. Like, we only talk to people when something goes wrong, because that just flavors all of your interactions with that person if you only talk to them when something goes wrong.
Agreed.
So just having those normal, regular, like, water cooler and coffee conversations kind of mitigates that.
Totally.
You're still a little bit quiet. Can you move your...
Yeah, I can fix that.
Ooh, fancy.
It ruins the moon, though, so I'm going to switch the moon off.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that... Oop. Nope.
There
we go.
Okay. Well, yeah, cool. We have you in your awesome collection of board games. Okay, so first of all, we have a question from Nightmare at 937. Will this type of event be more common? I'm assuming the Twitch drops or it's the Spring Extravaganza or...
I'll answer all of the above.
Yeah.
Spring Extravaganza, we're going to try to do this twice a year now. So we've previously been doing it with our anniversary in September. And it's always such a fun event, both for the office and for everyone to bring out new stuff and to reveal a bunch of cool new features. And we wanted to do it again this year. And so we've set it up for the spring and we've set it up for the fall. So we're going to be doing a similar event in the fall, and I would expect 2021 in the spring, we'll be doing it again.
Awesome. Exciting.
Now, in regards to Twitch drops, as you've mentioned a few times already, this is a new system that we're testing out. We're not going to be replacing codes with this system, but we are testing it out in this idea that everything that we're doing right now is a test of the new way that we do things. Twitch drops is a new feature that we're testing. And we're super proud to be partnering with Twitch on this.
Yes.
And we
thank you, Twitch.
Thanks for all the support in getting set up. And thank you. Big shout out to Peter, who has been working behind the scenes to furiously to get this all set up.
Yes. Mad props to Peter. But also just as a asterisk, I'd like to say that we will still have regular codes for our regular streams. So please put the pitchforks down.
Codes up there.
Regular codes, regular streams. Please put the pitchforks down.
So throw some questions. What do we got?
Okay.
I got coffee.
Ooh, better than no coffee. Okay, first question is from GDM17, if you are so concerned about the debuffs being too strong, why allow some debuffs to persist after the champion is taken out of formation?
I believe, well, so that's unfortunately more of a Justin question,
Okay.
since he does all the balancing. But that's a good question. We should note that. I believe it's a case-by-case basis. And we're going to be listening to feedback on the new debuffs and on the new debuff tweak and making adjustments. And perhaps that's one of those adjustments that we make.
Okay, cool. This might be something about Birdsong, but I'll toss it to you anyway. From Edric96 on the second spec for Birdsong. If the AoE attack kills multiple enemies, does that give extra stacks for Song of Battle?
That is a great question. I don't know. I'm pulling up the balance update.
Balance update.
Yeah.
Let us find out.
Luckily, everything is threaded really easily, and it's got second tempo ought to be triggered with stacks triggered that way. I believe so. I'll need a thumbs up from Mark or Justin, but I believe so, because if it's affected by Song of Battle, it would trigger.
Nice. Okay. That sounds good.
I got to be careful. I can't have my face right here.
Oh yeah, it's like the posture encouraging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I'll slowly just.
Okay. So it looks like I'm being told to demo something.
All right.
Sure. So I
While
think
you get that set up,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna talk for a minute.
Please talk.
So yeah, we're really excited. Thank you everyone for showing up and chatting with us. The team behind the scenes has been working on this update for months, and they pivoted super well to working from home, and everything's just been, we've been doing our best to keep things stable. We're going to continue with our live service update schedule. Even though we're coming out of early access, the live servicing of Idle Champions is not going to change at all. We wanted to get to, as Justin was mentioning, sort of that complete play experience with the full game. But we're still working on new systems. We're still working on Modra and automation. We're still working on multi-instance. We're still working on new champions. It is a busy time here at Codename.
Super busy.
Super busy. I'm gonna keep going then.
Yeah.
You do you, and I'll keep chatting. Let's see if I can pull up Twitch chat. Maybe I can.
Oh, actually, here I can grab some. Mean Jos Verde question: will there ever be tier 4 blessings for Waterdeep and Avernus?
Sorry, try that one more time because I had Twitch audio mess me up.
I have Mean Jose Verde. Will there ever be tier 4 blessings for Waterdeep and Avernus?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we're. I don't know whether it would come out for the next update. I believe we were waiting for the new soft cap update before we were able to do new blessings. So sometime in the future, sometime soon, TM. But there will be tier 4 blessings for sure. We're going to be going into Avernus for our next adventure in Descent into Avernus. So the new map is awesome. Adam did a great job, and super excited for that adventure to come out.
Nice. Smut Puffin is asking the new update. It keeps leaving the black info boxes on the screen. How do we get rid of those?
The new update leaves the black info boxes on the screen. If you could post some details of that in the bug section of the Discord chat, that'd be great. So we can get one of our devs looking at that.
Fantastic.
For those that aren't on our Discord community, discord.gg/idle champions. We've got a great community of players that are always welcome to help, always welcome to help everybody out. It's a great group. We love hanging out with them. So discord.gg/idle champions. There's forums, there's discussions, there's fan art, there's so much there. It's such a great way to sort of dive further into both Idle Champions and the Forgotten Realms.
And speaking of hints. Shoots asks, would it be possible to have a hint button that runs the numbers and suggests a potential single swap for your formation that might improve it in some way you missed?
That's a super cool idea. I know, I'm sure the devs are like, wait, what? What are you saying? That's super. I love that idea.
Okay.
And I love different ways that we can do to kind of nudge players in different directions, try different formations. That's sort of part of what the patron system is. It allows you to, just like variants, it allows you to test out other characters that you may not be running in your default formation. So having an opportunity to hint a player to tweak their formation is a great idea. But sometimes players, there's different types of players, and sometimes players aren't playing to min-max. Sometimes players are just playing to have all the characters they like from their live stream in their formation, and that's a-okay too. But yeah, we can definitely take that hint button idea under advisement.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Wizard of D. Question, do you guys have plans to make purchase-only skins unlockable in-game? Because $50 is a lot to spend if I only want to get the robot Evelyn skin, so I think the construct Evelyn.
Yep. So yeah, to answer that question, so what we do is when we have DLC out, we have the DLC available for a certain period of time as DLC. Eventually the DLC will get retired, and anything that's sort of exclusive to that pack, we move into the wild offer system, which you can get through different ways. And so the wild offers are how parts of DLC packs that are available now will eventually be available separately.
And there's just a follow-up question on that, as I've heard rumors in office that we don't quite have all of our golden epics in the wild offers yet. Is that true?
That is correct.
That is correct.
So they get manually entered in, so we just have to go through and set that up.
Cool. Elf Grace is asking, the petty taters on gold chests are great. Could we get that information somewhere, like the collection screen, even if we don't have any if we don't have any chests for every champion?
So that's a little bit challenging from a messaging standpoint, because then that's just a ton of info. If you're going to have the pity timers available for every single chest, whether or not you have them. We can certainly take it under advisement and maybe keep it have something in part of the inventory screen. We haven't had. Yeah, we can take that under advisement, having more ways to look at pity timers.
Cool. Vaka VG is a question. There's a trophy on PS4 to complete 150 free plays. Will we get multi free plays?
More free play achievements on console.
Yeah, I believe so.
I don't know. I don't know whether we're planning on adding more achievements to consoles. I know each sort of environment is a little bit different in regards to achievements, but I will talk to Peter about that, since he is our console dev.
And Peter will be joining on stream as well, so that's exciting.
Hello, Bus. Here's Peter.
See, you guys say that we're all super mean on Chris with the hashtag blame Chris, but this is just the way the office works, man. Yeah. We will all throw each other equally under the bus, but also take a bullet for each other. It's a weird system. It's sort of like, okay, can you take that bruise? Yes, no, you can't take that. Okay, we'll take the bullet. Jace Marvel is asking, could we have a way to look at character sheets of bench champions without switching them into formation?
Again, that all of these, the last couple of requests, sure, it's easy to say that, yeah, we can do that. But the challenge is going to be, overloading the interface and making it too confusing for players that maybe are new to the game or aren't super dialed into everything. So we need to look into that and make sure that we didn't make the UI overwhelming. But yes, I hear you. You want to review all the champion info without messing with your formation.
It'd be great. Also internally. Just saying. Also internally.
Oh,
Rachel is asking, well, what's for lunch?
what's for lunch? I don't know. We haven't had craft dinner for a couple of days, so maybe that.
Nice.
We're running a little low on fresh veggies, so probably soup or craft dinner.
Are you going to venture into the out soon?
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. So, in the idea of self-isolating, but also making sure you're being a good citizen, my wife and I have had a cough for about a week. We're over it. We're on the back end. But I didn't want to venture out of our space station until I had been clear of the cough for at least 3 days. So I think that's going to be tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And thank you for being socially responsible.
Doing my best. We're all doing our part, however we can.
So Ruin has a question. In September is going to be 20 years since Baldur's Gate 2 came out. Any plans for champions related to the series or such? I can answer this partially. Yes, a certain druid will be joining the game later this year. And can you say any more, Chris?
You stole my spoiler. that hurts.
Well, apparently I'm the new you, so I'm just usurping everything today. I'm usurping you, usurping Dylan. That's just...
Yeah, we're not tied to September. Sooner than September, we have Jaheira joining the game.
Ooh.
I threw the name out there.
Threw the name out there.
Threw the
Doing
name
that.
out there.
Oh.
Yeah, we're super excited to have Jaheira join the game soon.
That'd be great.
I can almost hear Justin yelling.
Don't say the things! Don't say the things! Crazy Matt Captain has a question. Will there be a way to make the formation saves window bigger such that it still shows the same amount, but everything will be bigger because the champion icons are small?
We can certainly look into that.
Yeah.
Based on feedback. This is V1 of formation saves. It's brand new. Let us know what's working and what's not working, and we'll be looking into that in future updates.
Yeah. It's new for us. We're trying new things. Thanks for your patience. That's a really scary tree. Garwar is asking, Idol Champions Twitch emotes when?
Hey Garwar.
Hi Garwar.
Idol Champion Twitch emotes when?
That's my problem.
Soon.
That's
your problem.
That's my problem.
That's your problem. No, soon. The artists have been very busy recently. Making all those familiars and skins and stuff. So now that we're past this, we can focus on more cool stuff.
Yeah, more cool stuff. Like more cool stuff. Well, I don't know. Like Spring Extravaganza. That was a lot of cool stuff that we just dropped.
Yeah. I feel like it's so much stuff that you guys needed like a week to tease it all.
Yep.
I remember the marketing meeting. I sat down with you guys. I'm like, all right, here's all the things. And and like 40 minutes later, I'm like, any questions?
We're like, yes, but I don't know what they are yet. I need to digest that. Seventh Solar is asking if I can open my settings menu so they can see where the Twitch links button will be here. Mine looks a little bit different because I'm streaming, but it will be here.
I'm going to apologize in advance because I need to cough.
Oh, I'm gonna complete that.
Sorry about that. I probably should have muted.
Continue. I'm just gonna make sure I have this saved under the very exciting title, New Formation Save, the Untitled Document of Life. But Word God is asking, can we get some supply chests? Because they spent all their rare bounty contracts on the last event. Maybe tomorrow, if I'm feeling kind and generous, I'll put one in for the regular CNE stream, which is continuing tomorrow. Just FYI.
That's right. We're streaming tomorrow too.
Yes, we have an interview with a clinician from Take This that we're very excited about because
That's great. I'm super excited for that one.
Now is the time to do that. I'm going to do a free play for a bit because I feel
I thought you were gonna unlock Strahd.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. No, I thought that's why you were doing Tower
Yeah.
Expectations.
Eventually.
Hey, you do you.
Eventually. I'm sorry, Chris.
No,
I'm
I'm
sorry, Chris. There's so many buttons for me to hit right now. We're gonna do that one.
One note. I know that you have a bajillion things going at once. If Dave is ready, it is now 11:30. But I'm happy to stick around and hang out with you for longer if Dave is not ready.
He appears to be good to go if we want to retry. Do we want to give you 5 more minutes just so I can quickly pull, see if there are any very specific Chris Dupuis questions?
Yeah. Take a look.
Oh, sorry, I've outed your last name. Shame.
That's okay. I have a last name.
Are there, Wizard of D, are there any plans to add options to purchase silver champion chests during their events so people can try to farm for the white items to collect all the items? Yes, there have been a lot of questions about getting the white and green items that people are missing.
Gotta collect them all.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll be looking into that soon. TM.
Soon TM? Looking to that soon
TM.
TM?
Soon TM.
You realize what this is doing to all of the completionists right now.
I do.
You do?
I'm sorry.
No. They're very excited. They're very excited. We're all very excited.
Well, I'm really excited too. I'm super excited to see all these folks hanging out and chat with us and talking with us. I know that you and Dylan and Clive have set up a full day of streaming, a ton of stuff going on, and thank you so much for coming into the office today so that you could manage this whole situation. You are awesome.
Thank you. But I do really feel like one of those like PBS telemarketing things. It's fun.
I don't doubt that.
Okay, I've got just a couple more last questions.
Bring it up.
Any plans for another unlockable evergreen champion?
Yes.
From stuff. Short answer? Yes.
Yes. At the end of the Descent into Avernus campaign, we are lining up our next champion, and it could be the champion that we're going to go save in Undermountain.
Spoilers. Mars is asking, Chris, now that the game is officially released, what's your favorite part of it? Champions, formation, strategy, art, or something else?
Art, absolutely the art, and the coloring pages. If you can see up there, you can't see.
Oh yeah, no, we can.
I have a coloring page up there. The art I absolutely love. The biggest thing about one of our recent moves in the office, not the most recent, with all of us leaving, but the artists moving into their own artist pit is I can't always pass by their desks and just be like, "Ooh, yeah. I love what you're working on." The art is by far the thing I love most about this game because it's just so accessible for so many players. And it's art that I can enjoy with my daughter. I can make the coloring pages at home. Like we've been doing so many coloring pages.
Surprisingly soothing. Just putting that out there.
Oh yeah, like seriously, off Amazon, order like one of those 96 boxes. Oh, so good.
96 crayons. Oh yeah. That's how you know that you're like the cool kid in class, or rather the bougie kid in class with the big box of crayons. None of the 18 pack for them. Will we ever get new champions from other novels in the Forgotten Realms series?
Probably.
Probably? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is time, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to bid you goodbye and try calling Dave. Thank you very much for joining me. This is awesome.
Thanks for having me. Thank you for hosting. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out and sending questions.
And say hi to the kiddo.
I will.
Yeah. All right.
Bye, guys.
All right. So we are switching things now. And all new meeting. Joining operators are standing by for your call. Please join our PBS pledge drive or whatever it is. We don't have PBS in Canada. I think we always so it was weird because it's like we couldn't even call now because it was to America. But anyway, I've invited David, so that's great. And now we will just wait for him to join. So, how many drops have happened? We have had a Strahd chest and a Birdsong skin, and we also have a David, maybe.
I'm sorry, we are currently experiencing technical difficulties.
You're here! Yay!
Oh, did it work?
It's working.
Is it working?
It's working.
All right, perfect.
Okay, and now I just need to change your name because you're not Chris.
I hope not. Nobody told me
that you are suddenly now Chris. And you are not the live services manager. You get the fancy title of co-founder.
It's shorter though.
But it's fancy. If the clicky thingy works. Oh, I love technology when it likes to fight.
We're just doing it live. That's how we're working out here today.
Yep. All right.
Can you hear me okay though? Does everything sound good?
I can hear you. And I think Chad can hear you as well.
Good. I should just bring that up so I can see what the chat says.
Oh, and just to clarify, yes, Undermountain is not in Avernus, but cool stuff is coming at the end of Avernus.
We're just going to mute that.
Like that.
I was afraid to even open the chat here in case that was what caused issues with the audio equipment there.
Okay. All right. I think we're good.
All right. Well, let's get started then.
Yes. So thank you for joining from your tavern down the hall.
Yes, I'm as far away as possible in the office, like one side of the office to the other.
It's it's very eerie, but kind of cool. Would you like me just to start with some questions from the community, or like how are you finding isolation? Let's just start with that.
I mean, this is really weird for sure. I think we've had 2 people, sometimes 3 people in our giant 3,000 square feet office for the last week and a half. And the funny thing about that is it's only really been a week and a half for us. It was everyone was here
last Monday.
Last Monday, yeah. And then we were going to do our test to see if people could work from home on Tuesday or on Wednesday, and it was just actually Tuesday. Okay, not doing a test. We're just all working from home Tuesday, except for those who don't have equipment they can take home. And so, I mean, it's weird because it's literally been only a week and a day, I guess, a week and a day. But it feels like it's been this way forever. It's really starting to get me.
A really long 10 days. Subplay 215 is asking which of us two is more likely to be the axe murderer in our eerie scenario.
Oh, I don't know. I want to say it's probably you. Slow, calm demeanor, and then a little bit of a twitch.
Twitch. You mean we're streaming for 7 hours?
Yeah. There's all those pictures that came back from PAX East this year. You could see everyone started to look tighter, and you started to look a little bit crazier and crazier.
Like, this is fine. This is how conventions are. This is fine.
Welcome to your first convention. You're going to have to drive all the way. What was that? It was from Dallas to, so where was it?
For PAX South, it was from Houston to San Antonio. So, that was...
Could have been worse.
We could have not made it to San Antonio. That could have been worse.
Or you could have ended up stuck and they just wouldn't send you back.
Also worse. Yeah. All right. We're just going to grab some questions from the community. King California is asking, is there a plan to add some of the in-game achievements as Steam achievements?
Some of the in-game achievements as Steam achievements. To my knowledge, not at this point. Basically, there's just so many of those in-game achievements that ends up being like a lot of extra achievements in the Steam achievement set. I mean, so the Steam achievements are always a limited set of the in-game achievements, which is good because we get to do as many of those as we want, sort of across all the platforms. So,
yeah, that's cool. Sorry, I realize I don't have my information out, and that's bad. That'll irritate everyone. So what is your part of the favorite part of this update, the spring extravaganza?
I mean, the streaming part is the fun part, or it should be.
Maybe.
So get
Tavern.
everyone out, reach out to everybody
Buddy.
and see what everyone thinks of all the new content. I think it's really nice to actually finally be out of early access. I know it's sort of been a long-running joke, and some of our games sort of were set as like alpha release or beta. Is Crusader still listed as beta? I don't think we ever pulled that tag.
But we're real. We had our birthday. I guess.
It could be a real game.
Yeah, we're a real game now. Edric96 is asking, with the idea to give Tier 4 blessings to Waterdeep, is the fabled Waterdeep champion coming around that time then? So I guess they're talking about Jaheira.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like, I don't know how these questions are filtered, but that sort of sounds more like a Justin or a Chris question. So my role is, generally speaking, is sort of lead technical developer. So if you got technical questions, that's sort of aim those at me. UI, gameplay performance, graphics.
Yeah.
If it's when the next champion's coming out, that one I can't share with you.
Fair. Okay. Here's a good one. King Macris question. If a champion is in use in a different adventure, will there be an indicator on the formation saves?
There'll definitely be an indicator on the display showing that the champion is being used in a different adventure. Yeah. Having it on the saves is something that I don't know that's been discussed at this point, but that makes absolute sense that it should be there. So yeah, we'll get something like that in there.
Ivashu has a question. Would it be possible to add the ability to cancel or temporarily suspend a potion effect, such as a speed potion?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question for that is sort of why. I guess the speed potions are one of those ones that comes up because you want to be able to stop and rearrange your formation. I assume that's the intent there.
Yeah.
It's certainly something that we could consider doing. I know it's something that has been asked numerous times in the past, just because it's one of those things that it makes it harder to move your formation around. So it's something we can consider. Yeah.
Cool. Megiddo is asking, do y'all take advantage of Wazam for all parts of the browser version of the game, or is it all JS?
Sorry, can you repeat the first part of that?
Do y'all take advantage of Wasm, WASM, at all for parts of the browser version of the game?
Seeing as I'm not actually 100% familiar with what Wasm is, I'm going to go with no. It's actually everything that you see for the browser version of the game is just pure JS, and it's using an engine, like a graphic engine, an open source one called Pixie.js as the base engine, and then we've written our own stuff on top of that, and then the game is written on top of that, but it's all JS.
Gotcha. Janice is asking for Potions of Slowness 1.
Potions of slowness.
Potions of pause. And Mean Jose Verde is asking if we can set the formation before launching the adventure. Just an interesting idea. Maybe a splash screen while launching.
Yeah, I mean, there are some things that we're working on that I don't know that have been... I'm not 100% sure what the list of discussed items looks like right now, but certainly that is something that you may see in the future.
Okay.
Or something along those lines. So.
And just on that, Anna, to interrupt briefly, we're having a Varja chest drop shortly, so people prep your clicking. I will do my best to call these out while they're happening. So,
How are the Twitch drops working?
looks like people are getting them, which is great, but it's very much a work in progress, and we're just trying to make sure that I am alerting to people when they are happening, so that they are ready. Yeah, so it's for the debut of the Twitch drops 2.0. I think it's going okay, but it's a new thing, and adjusting to new tech while live is fun.
Of course. I mean, it was moments before I was supposed to go on originally, I get messages saying that something is broken and I need to push new builds immediately. So it's like, all right, well, we're testing audio equipment, but actually now we're making Steam builds.
Steam builds it is. Yeah. And related to that, MHPie is asking, what has been the most difficult tech issue throughout early access, and what's been the most interesting?
I mean, that is a good question. Like, the most difficult tech issue that we've had has been more so not a technical issue in terms of like a really hard problem individually, but more of a case of, because we've been adding more and more features, more and more abilities, more and more effects, more and more new and more interesting, of course, characters, that every time we do that, we open up we make it more ways for things to interact with each other, and more ways for things to break, and in many cases more ways for things to end up leaving behind things that we weren't expecting, like memory leaks, that sort of thing. And so it's been a constant we've had to be very vigilant in watching sort of all those systems and making sure that we're profiling on a regular basis, because if we don't, the game, because of its very nature, gets left open, 24/7 or to as much as possible. These issues very quickly rear their heads, and if it's even just something, a small thing, you might not see it for 8 hours. So I think the biggest technical issue has been staying on top of memory related issues, just because the systems are so interconnected, and because we keep adding new features to them with every character, like 5 or 6 new effects with every character means that at this point we've got hundreds of different effects that interact with each other, and keeping on top of that is actually really quite tough. But all that said, I mean, I think we've managed to, for the most part, keep on top of it, barring a few cases where it's gotten out of hand. But
mad props, Ben. It's been impressive just to watch from the corner. And we have a question from Laser Eye 97. With Valve developing Proton for emulating Windows games on Linux, are there plans to test the game with this configuration?
I haven't looked into Proton. If it's just going to emulate like straight up the DirectX stack, then I imagine the game will probably just run, but we'll have to look into it further. Unfortunately, Linux is one of those things where like the number of players that we would have on that is, we're looking at like, maybe 2 or 3% tops, and that might be being, generous on that. And so unfortunately, every platform we add means overhead, and so that's why we haven't actually had a Linux build. It's cool if it would work, but we just don't have a player base there.
And we're a pretty tidy team, so
yeah, additional overhead. I'm even having to do a build and it taking an extra, half hour to an hour to process that out every day is a lot, or not every day, but every time we do a build is a lot. So
I'm not sure if this is a you question, but I'll ask. Snuff is asking, would it be possible to keep the whole UI visible during area transitions? Because it's a bit annoying when you're trying to set up a formation and the black bar swishes by, covering your whole screen.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly something that's possible. It's one of those things where when we get requests for certain things that are a little bit sort of niche requests, we try to see if we get enough players who are interested in something like that before dedicating any time to working on it. It certainly could be something that we could do as a setting to just not show the transition. Although I think the problem with that is that if you're trying to set up your formation is actually off the screen at that time. So it would have to be some sort of just like instant transition. It would need more thought, and it would be something that we could look into if there was a considerable sort of player desire for that. I know the one thing that we did do, and if you're not aware of it already, is that the blackening area doesn't block most clicks. So if you're in the middle
Yes.
of leveling someone up or doing something like that, then you can continue doing that. But having it so you could keep working on the formation would require additional thought, and yeah, it'd have to be based on having more requests from the community for something like that for us to consider it.
Awesome. Okay, so you heard it from the man himself. If this is something that you want, then you need to bug us about it nicely, please.
Get a petition going. It's
Sign petition with all players who want this feature. And they're like, okay, well, submit your petition to the people in charge.
Oh, I hope I haven't started something.
Too late. Again, not sure if this... Cyber Nemesis question. Is there a way to do a one-time export-import from Steam account to a WebGL account?
Generally speaking, no. However, it is something that if you talk to support and the situation is appropriate, then maybe. It's one of those things that we don't... It's not officially supported. The platforms really don't like us to do that sort of thing. But it is something that we can handle on a case-by-case basis if it's appropriate. But yeah, so it's one of the reasons why that feature doesn't exist is a lot of platforms just they don't allow that. So
They have their walled gardens, and we're... Yeah.
I think actually even if you go to open a ticket for that, there's a fairly detailed description about that and why that might, when and where that might be appropriate. So yeah, you can look there.
Cool.
But usually it's around technical difficulties and that sort of thing, right? Like if suddenly your account is no longer available, or you don't have a computer anymore, or something's really broken for you, then certainly that's when we would consider it.
Or I think we've ported things when like someone's phone was stolen, or it's like, well, fair. DDM 17 question: with a next generation of consoles on the market by the end of the year, will the game be updated to take advantage of the more powerful gaming consoles?
You mean RTX? We're going to have those ray tracing, those sweet rays in Idle Champions. I'm not. We're hopeful that that'll be able to carry on to those, but I don't know that there's anything set in stone at this point, or even sort of decided. But I don't think if we did transfer to the new consoles, which would be great. I can't see any sort of graphical changes or anything. There's nothing that we would be taking advantage of because we're a 2D game. We're not fancy new 3D tech isn't something.
You mean we're not going to do VR Idle Champions?
Long running joke, yeah. Definitely. You can really reach in there and you'll have the hand controls to be able to pick them up. To tell you to do your formation. Probably not.
Okay. FD was too short. Is asking, and this might be more of a Justin question, but I'll ask you because you and Justin.
You got me right now, so
I have you, so I'll ask you. Is a balance between idle and active play where we want it for now, or will it change in the future?
Yeah, I mean that is in many regards a Justin question, but I do think it's fairly balanced for what we're looking for right now. It definitely has a lot of. I mean, I know it's always a consideration. It's always something that we've been trying to make sure that we still categorize as an idle game, although there is lots of active play pieces. And it is something that we are actively looking at in terms of actually making it so that we can have some more idle, less active is currently something that we are looking at. And again, I should have checked what the spoiler list looked like. So that's all I'm going to say.
That's all you're going to say for now? Cool.
Yeah.
And we have a joke question for Michael. How about a TTY mode for Idle Champions, save on bandwidth and memory for the low price of, oh God, I don't know the controls.
TTY? Sorry?
A TTY mode for Idle Champions. I'm sorry. I don't get the joke, Michael. Teletype, or in other words...
In my head, apparently.
Juice prompt. We missed it.
Sorry.
We're sorry to disappoint you. Teletype, apparently.
Someone's saying ASCII in the chat, as in like some sort of text version.
I guess. I don't know. They send me questions. I try to answer them. What is your favorite, like, 5e campaign?
Oh, we haven't played a lot of them. There's one that's we're in the middle of doing
Avernus?
one of the Avernus ones. Although, yeah, we've been interrupted and then interrupted and then interrupted, and now we've
And
just
then
been
usurped.
exceptionally interrupted. I think we've maybe gotten 5 or 6 play sessions in at this point. I know we've lost some because of Dexter being away, and we lost some because Adam was sick, and then we lost some because Shawn wasn't there, and then we lost some, and now we're just So I think we'll see. I know tonight a bunch of the people are going to be trying to do some D&D remotely.
Oh, fun!
Then Adam was going to hopefully try and set that up so that we could carry on our campaign remotely. I think he wanted to do something with just like some cameras, and he'll share his screen with Photoshop and he'll draw on the map.
Oh, okay. So we'll still do it like old school but virtual.
Yeah. I know. It sounds like I know Clive was going to try and carry on their game using Roll20. So we'll see how those work, and if they do, maybe we'll be able to continue our campaign. So we were probably a few sessions into Avernus. I believe Adam changed the campaign midway through. He started with one of the starter sets, and he got halfway through that and just like, this is boring. I'm just going to switch over to this other thing.
We're now doing Avernus. Welcome to hell.
Unfortunately, due to the content that we work on, I've got a few spoilers. So
yeah. What's your favorite D&D character that you've played? Question from
my
chat.
personal favorite character, like the character.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a character that I played for years and years, which was a paladin called Kronk, largely based off of the character from The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it was like,
Sort of
was it
boneheaded and sort of simple-minded, but very sort of paladin-esque, very do-gooder character. Talks to squirrels.
Talks to squirrels. Oh, that's really sweet. We have another serious question from Gilding Secret. When I first started playing this game through BlueStacks, but it crashes and I had to uninstall, reinstall. When I tried to play again, it said the game was gone and I would have to start over. Is there any way to recover that account?
Possibly. If BlueStacks is the Android emulator, the Google Play account you were using, then we can look it up with that.
Maybe.
Didn't use the Google Play account to sign in and you were just using an unlinked account, that is potentially just gone based on how BlueStacks works. I'm not 100% sure how that would be, but if you don't sign in with your Google Play account, you get just an account that's generated by the device ID.
Right.
And if you close and reopen that, you might lose that. I'm not 100% sure how BlueStacks does that, but yeah. So if you signed in, yep, absolutely. We can send in a ticket and someone can look you up by your Google Play account. But if not, that data might be gone. I mean, the data's not gone. Just finding it would be impossible. So.
We don't know where it is. And Lacknor is asking, how many starter champions do you want to be in the meta?
That is a Justin question.
Thought so, but
pass the buck on that one.
Make that a Justin problem. Maybe Justin will write me. Please, Justin, help. And yes, that's from Lacknor, who's one of our really long-term players. So thanks for joining us today. It's been great for the community to join on a Wednesday, which is not a typical stream for us, but not a typical Wednesday for a lot of people. So
just threw for a loop. Today we're streaming a day early,
and also tomorrow.
Oh, well, and also tomorrow.
Yes.
Are you also coming in to stream tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm allowed into the out again.
You get the whole streaming room to yourself.
Yeah, I think it's about the size of my college dorm room, actually. So.
Wow, that is a small room. Yeah. Probably nice in there just with yourself, though, because it's not getting too stuffy.
No, yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, it's a little stuffy, but that's just how small rooms work.
Yeah. Now, 2 people in there for an hour can get
fun.
You want to open the door?
Megiddo is asking, if you were to write a brand new game from scratch, not using Unity, which language would you choose?
I mean, right now, WebGL, like the setup we've got for the WebGL one, is something that I've been doing a lot of work in, and I find that to be actually a fairly enjoyable one to work in. And that would be, of course, for doing something 2D. For doing something 3D, I mean, I actually think that Unity is a pretty good launching point for that. But I did quite a bit of work before doing work in Unity, just in C# using like the DirectX 9 link library for that. So I mean that would be my go-to. So those are the languages I'm most comfortable in. So yeah, but the WebGL stuff right now is actually it's coming into maturity, which is nice. Certainly with the death of Flash upon us coming soon. It's certainly a good option if you especially want to be available on web. So
awesome. Well, you've heard it there. Yeah, looks like there's the questions.
We've got 1,000 people and they can't come up with more of the questions than that.
I'm sure that, but we've got some questions that I know are Peter questions, and we've got some questions or some others here. I can handle some more. Tic Tac 14 is a newish player. Are there plans for regular gold silver chests to drop gear for champions as well? And no, that is not the plan. They will just be dropping equipment for evergreen champions, which are our core. Oh, I don't know the answer to this one. You might. Can we get a persistent, continually building buff, similar to what Zorbu has for every 12 slot champ?
I mean, that's a Justin.
That's Justin question.
That's a design question. Yep. Just pass the buck on that
one. And I am. Oh, okay. I really hope you can reach the servers.
You were currently. What did that say?
We are currently unable to reach the Codename Entertainment servers.
Okay. Well.
We're doing it live. They're right there, guys. We can set up a cord if you need it. Will the game be translated into other languages, into Russian, for example? But I am sorry to say, we do not have plans to translate the game into other languages at this time. So thank you.
Translation is a really big job, and so it's something we've talked about from time to time. But it's something that's certainly not on the docket at the moment.
I used to work in a bit of translation, and it is a nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the biggest concern is the UI. There's languages where the UI, or languages where the text starts to get longer and longer and longer, and it doesn't fit. I mean, you start a bunch of German is what I was thinking of. It's certainly sort of we'll start stringing this word to this word to this word, and it's like something that fit in the English box now is like 3 times as wide. And unfortunately, there's hundreds and hundreds of cases like that in the UI at this point. Yeah. But
or French, where we have one word for that, but they need 3 words for that, or what have you. So that changes up things as well.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Oh, Umro would like to know what your favorite color is.
I mean, that's a green, maybe. I don't know.
Green?
Sorry.
Great. And Freerun 33 question: what kind of performance impact will the upcoming multi-adventure mode and mode automation have?
Well, certainly it's not going to be free, but it is something that we've been working on, trying to get to be able to keep running the games in the background, so that in the case that you switch over between them, that progress is sort of already up to date and caught up. But it is something that it's going to need to be tested across various sort of performance levels and see if that actually makes sense. It's nice because we actually already have built a bunch of the calculating offline progress, like the catching up mode that actually runs the game without any of the visuals going on at a much higher speed. And so we're going to see if we can do that, maybe do that on an interval basis and see if that actually keeps things up to date so you can switch between them. But it's not free. And so it's certainly something that we're going to have to see what levels we can pull off so that they don't affect the performance of the game that you're currently playing in. So it'll be a bit of a balancing act. And if we can't balance it quite to the level of like not having too much of a performance impact, then what that'll end up meaning is that when you switch across to the other ones, that there'll be a little bit of catch-up time. But it's certainly something we're going to try and make as seamless as possible.
Awesome. And Luxion would like to know if we can add a UI option to purchase multiple gold chests at once. Feats incentivize purchasing many chests, but doing so one at a time seems needlessly tedious.
At some point, we will do something like that. I think.
Ooh.
Is one that has come up over and over. It is something that, I'd like to see something like that in there, but it's just it's a point of getting it into a place where we like the way that it works and that everyone agrees on. I think it's more the everyone agrees on is the point of contention.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something that people have asked for, and it is definitely something we have thought about. But we'll see.
And Rin is asking if we could have a stream someday where we see the devs working in Unity writing code. just live CNE stream.
That is actually something that has come up before. I know at least Mark has mentioned that he might be interested in doing something like that. Possibly, yeah. I mean, it's just a case of I don't know how tediously boring that might be. No, I'm sure actually it could be. Parts of it could be made to be interesting depending on what it is we're working on. But if someone's just doing something straightforward, might be kind of mind-numbing for some of it. Or maybe just attempting to debug a really complicated problem.
When the stream is rubber duck.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you could have a stream of consciousness, if the person who was doing it was able to sort of verbalize the process they were going through and what they were thinking and why they were trying it, and that it didn't end up with some undue delays in terms of just like waiting for compiles or something like that, it might be interesting. But probably for a select group of players, not everyone's cup of tea, I don't think.
Jax 019 was interpreted what you're saying, that mode on automation is going to be a paid feature. So no, I think if you could clarify the free when describing it, or in short, it's not going to be a paid feature. That's not something we're going to hide behind a paid wall.
No, it's likely to be more of a sort of an advanced player feature, more closer to end game kind of thing, but it's not going to be something you'll have to pay for. Yeah.
And then lastly, because we're over time, but I think this is a great question to ask. Lyra Landis is asking, when making the game, what was your biggest facepalm moment or a moment that you would do over again if you could in Idle Champions?
Biggest facepalm moment? Oh, there is a moment that comes to mind that was around. I don't know if players remember this. I mean, certainly some of the players in the chat probably remember there was some issues for a long time with the game where over time we're seeing graphics disappear.
Oh.
And so like you'd play for a long time, and certainly basically the graphics they wouldn't be there, they'd be invisible. And I'm trying to remember exactly why it was that we ended up with those graphics missing, like the exact detail of it, but I know it had something to do with our texture management that we had copied it in from our previous project, and there was a hash code that was less than, I think it was like a small int, like a 65,000 character keys, and they were starting to collide. And it was something that it took us months to figure out what was going on. We finally figured it out. It was just like, how could it be possible? But once we got, we were actually very relieved to get that out of the game as an issue, because it was one of those things that just we had not been able to track down as to why it was happening, and been seeing it happening every now and then. And it was difficult it was very unreliably reproduced, and it would happen in the middle of streams, and it was just like, okay, something is wrong, but we don't know what it is. But yeah, the details are fuzzy at this point, but that was definitely a facepalm moment of like, oh, no wonder this has been happening.
But we found it, and it's fixed. And Garbor says that Pepperidge Farm remembers. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining me from the other side of the hall.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to call in Peter now so that he can answer a lot of the console questions.
Well, hopefully his audio worked better than mine did. So
we'll find out.
Fingers crossed. All right.
All right.
Thank you. Soon. Bye, everyone.
All right. And please stand by while we invite Dev Peter to this meeting. Peter is the man for all of your console questions, and the man responsible for getting us on board with Twitch drops, which is amazing. So mad props to him for this. It's yeah, it's a pleasure. And just while we get Peter on, I'm going to answer some more questions if I can. Wirin is asking, are there plans for Codename Original Monsters? And all monsters come from printed 5th edition tabletop role-playing books. We have no plans to create our own unique monsters, but we're a never say never company. And I see Peter, the picture. Do we also have Peter, the video?
There is no Peter the video.
Right, because you don't have a webcam yet.
No, I think I might be the lone, well, holdout's the wrong word. The lone person who couldn't track down a webcam.
Oh no! Those are in hot demand right now. Should I would everyone like to see a picture of Peter? We'll have picture of Peter. Oh no, that's not gonna work. Let's not have
infinite screens.
Infinite screens. Yeah, no. Not quite. Not
Watching
quite.
the Twitch chat, and I'm seeing Twitch drops troubleshooting questions incoming.
Oh yeah. We love you. Thanks for
Yes,
being
should be very fine. This is definitely a Bill O'Reilly situation.
We're doing it live, but you know, all with our good place filter on, please, because
Yeah, of course. Fork
always.
Fork it. Let's do it live. Bull shorts.
Okay, so with this in mind, it looks like I am going to need to switch my Twitch drops on and off so that we can do Birdsong again.
That's right. So
Okay.
Stop button. Hopefully this works cleanly. Otherwise, I will just do it manually on the server. Oh, perfect. It's a stream now. Okay. Stream. You started a stream.
Yay!
Yay! So let me just quickly check before anybody does anything.
No touchy.
They're all listening to me.
No touchy.
Refresh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We're in a new session. You can redrop the.
We can redrop the Birdsong soon.
Yeah. Whenever
soon.
Erica chooses to drop it.
I will await Erica's say so that we are for when we're doing that.
Perfect.
Okay.
So how's it going?
I'm good. How are you? Oh, okay. We are launching the Birdsong. We are dropping the Birdsong.
As soon as we save, you watch that bar fill at the top, people.
Yes. Watch me collect my zombie rags. When I've collected all the zombie rags, we will drop the Birdsong. How are you faring in isolation?
Not bad. I mean, I had a cat snuggling with me earlier, but she has absconded, so it's not so bad. I have a window seat by my computer now, and so a little nicer than the office.
Nice.
Oh, I already completed that one. I don't get to claim it again. Dismiss.
Sad.
Oh well, people look very happy.
Yes.
So clearly there's a few people in the stream that hadn't claimed it yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Huzzah, everyone. Now, because I can say it live on stream, it might take upwards of 15 minutes before you should refresh and try and get your drop.
In the game.
In the game.
Okay.
So give it a minute, please, everybody.
Okay.
Bear with us in these trying times.
And I'm assuming we didn't choose the 2-minute window? Or?
No, it was an option. Yeah, we were first to roll out with this. In the forms we were filling out, there was an option for time. I just left it at what default was, so it looks like the default Twitch drops time is 2 minutes. I'm sure there may still be Twitch devs here, people in chat, and they might be interested in your feedback on how you feel about 2 minutes, because you're all watching the stream and still sometimes missing it. They might consider extending that. So that default isn't under our control, but we could have made it longer had we chose to. But that ship's kind of sailed at this point.
We do it live
for these ones.
Yeah, for these ones.
Sailed for these ones
for today. But if we do it again, this is something that is definitely a learning process for, and we will take the feedback into account while we do it, because that's how we roll. Because why wouldn't we?
Absolutely.
It's like, oh no, great community who gives us lots of feedback on things. Can't read that.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, we listen to everything that
Always
is
watching.
asked of us. Yeah.
Always.
Especially Margaret is always watching.
Yeah. I really just need a bot to start posting the eyes emoji on our Discord at really random times. That would be great. So I have a question for you from DDAM17. Why is console PS4 version so hard to get right? From cautious to lag to bugs to lack of features that get released after the Steam version.
Okay, well, the easiest one of those, I'll take them all, but the
Yeah.
easiest one is why do features come out after the Steam version? That is that's not just PS4, DDAM. That is everyone else. Steam is the easiest platform for us to update, with Android coming in a hot second. And so that's a double-edged sword for Steam players. They get everything first, and they get everything first. So they get all the fixes first, but they get all the breaks first.
Yay.
And so we often try and push things out to Steam, and then
Just
all
to
the
see
other
what
platforms
happens?
have to wait for their platform's certification process to go through. But we want to get it out and live on Steam first, so that we don't push a broken version out on a platform that has a certification process that we have to wait through, and in that time, there's nothing we can do about the game being broken. So, yeah. Then to the other points. So I am the platform dev guy, and PS4 has turned out to be a bit different in Unity. So all of them, sort of cross-compile to C++, but the cross-compile for PS4 appears to be different than the other platforms that do that. And so it may be having performance headaches that the other ones aren't having as a result. The thing about it is that it's really hard to track those down in the separate versions, especially with our release cadence. Dave touched on it with how difficult it is, because this is a living game, and we keep adding more interactions between all the systems. We make it easier and easier to leave something behind, and then you add on top of that the complexity of having the different versions of the games are Unity does the work for us, but it cross compiles into a different code base essentially that we're putting out everywhere, and so we may be running up against specific headaches there. I do directly apologize for the incredibly long wait on getting Catrice's main ability isn't working on PS4 and hasn't been for a long time. I will be getting to that soon now, I hope. That's a pretty weak promise.
Yes, but it is a people promise, and this is the person that can do that and can fix it, and he will fix it, and it's on his list, and he's sorry that he hasn't been able to do it sooner. So
that's true.
Yeah.
I think I will actually get to that soon now that some space has freed up on my plate.
And a lot of studios have the console team, and so far as I can tell, you're the console team.
That's right. Yeah. I said that once. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know other companies have a team of people like this, but it's me.
Speaking of questions for you, I have one from Garwar. Once upon a time, there was a Twitch Plays Idle Champion stream. Will that ever make a return?
Yeah, Twitch Plays Idle Champions is a really fun idea. And it seemed like a great idea at the time. I wouldn't rule out it ever coming back, but I think the odds are super low. We kept adding systems that required coming up with new keyboard controls, and so while it was fun to make the game keyboard controllable, again, we're a living game, and we'd sort of miss an update and have a whole new system that the players couldn't interact with, and then it kind of felt like if we're going to have it out in the wild and live, it should work.
Should work.
And it kept falling behind the curve because of the nature of our game. One thing I think, it was running in a very expensive way. I think if we were going to bring it back, we'd have to bring it back in a way that was not so costly to run. Now that we have better office internet and no one in the office, maybe we could bring it back.
You mean how sometimes we need the reminder to turn down our stream settings if we're watching someone stream during the stream?
Yes. Well, if that is still a problem, then we definitely can't do my idea, which was to run it on an office computer, because we had been running it on an Amazon EC2 instance.
Oh.
And that definitely complicated the update process for it.
I think our internet's good enough now, but I don't know.
One would hope so.
I don't know.
We have good internet now.
We have the best internet. We only get the best internet. I don't know. I don't make those decisions. Dora Sturgat is asking, with all the feat switching necessary for the new patron, will it ever be possible to automate that as part of formation saves?
Ooh, part of formation saves. I don't know. I feel like I want to take the Chris approach here. Obviously, we're listening. If that is a major headache complaint for people, setting up those feats. And so I guess right now you set up a feat and it just stays on there, right? It's interesting. Maybe, but I would never promise anything. I mean, that's a big feature, and adding that kind of stuff to the formation saves is it's not as easy as it might seem, I guess.
I'll say it's definitely on our radar. Yeah. Nightmare 937 is asking you specifically, Peter, if we can have a better way to use combinations on console, because the copy paste is much envied.
Well, I mean, literally just now, our friend Graham rolled out the ability to use the on-screen virtual keyboards on Xbox and PlayStation. So that's like a massive improvement, right? You can't if you could copy paste, I imagine now you can copy paste.
So
I'd have to ask Graham, maybe if Graham's listening or if someone who's listening knows, do you have to hit a button to bring up the virtual keyboard? Is it possible people are missing that's out now?
Graham, tell us.
I know it's in there.
And HK47 Terror is asking, how long does the certification process take on average per platform? Depends on the platform.
Yeah, I guess it definitely depends on the platform. I mean, I guess I know these numbers pretty well. So PlayStation is fast, but a few hours.
Yeah.
Android is instant. Now that our initial review is done, Xbox is a few more hours, but only a few hours. There's a matter of once the steps are done, it doesn't automatically roll out live, so I have to go and sort of push things out after they're done their certification process. So if we push and build at 4:30 and I go home, then the build happens when I see that I can push it. Android, iOS varies the most of anyone.
Yes.
But they can take as little as 15 minutes, and they can take as long as about 24 hours. Basically, a human person has to get eyes on that one, and so it takes a minute. But it varies.
And the virtual keyboard on console should come up automatically when you select the text box on the console from Graham. So thank you, Graham.
Select the text box. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
We did make it easier.
Yay.
If you have copy paste on your console, you can copy paste now.
And another question for you, Peter. Many of us will be upgrading to a PS5 soon. Will we be able to carry over our progress from the PS4, or is the data save going to be locked to the PS4 from Tharksan?
I don't know. We have an answer for a different platform that may very well be confidential, so I'm not even going to say more details on that, but I know that we don't have those details from Sony at this time. It sounds like, if I were to venture a guess, I would say that it would carry over. The sort of my basis for that is we've had people's PSN accounts from regions we hadn't launched yet, when we weren't live in Sony Europe, and people would switch their account settings to play America, get the game, play it. When they installed the game in Europe, it sent us the same ID for their account, so their Europe account, America account linked to the same account, and they were able to play the same moving account. And I imagine they're not changing using the PlayStation Network for PS5, so I think we get the same data. So if the game is compatible with the PS5, or we are able to make a PS5 version, I would imagine your account progress would stick. But I can't answer for certain. I may have said too much already.
Great. So we have got some more questions from Zarivi about being able to buy gem buy gold chests in bulk, and I think David touched on that.
Yeah, I think we have an internal disagreement about whether or not that's a thing we're going to support, I think. But the word from on high is we won't be supporting that anytime soon.
Okay. I got confused with the last message. Okay. Seems like there are camps.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Did I just disagree with Dave? I have been listening to the streams, I swear.
I think you just did. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could support it. We had...
Fight.
And there's a disagreement about how, maybe.
Yeah.
And about what the user experience is. And so until that is resolved, it won't come out.
Awesome.
But hey, I'm not in charge.
Neither am I, man.
Whatever Dave and Justin say, that's what will happen.
Yes.
I'm throwing people under the bus there. There you go.
Bus. Thunder Remix is asking, with champions with feats that let them into formations and such as Patriots and Warriors still remove the champion on restart. Why is this still a thing? That's not really a you question, Peter, but I'll take a stab at it.
No. Yeah.
It's something that's on our radar. But it's not been our priority to touch at this moment, but we can understand how that can be frustrating. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can accurately say that there are devs discussing how that happened right now in our internal chat. Yes, it's certainly a bug we thought was fixed. It happened again, and we're not sure why yet, but we will be sure soon, and it will be fixed.
Fixing. Spot Puffin has just checked out the formation save manager, which I believe Graham worked on. And they would like one for formation save manager setting just for familiars, so we can choose which ones to go where, like the flyers on the screen and the non-flyers on the champions. I'm a little bit confused by the question, because if you set up your formation as you like it, including your familiars, that it's saved that way. So, but if it's you want to put out your familiars and then put out your champions, then that's technically combining two saves, and we don't have that supported at the moment. Game Tags Watson has a question. Could we get a list of recently used codes in the lock chest menu?
Get a list of recently used codes?
Yeah.
That's certainly something we could do.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the value would be. You've used them.
Thank you.
If you put them in again, they wouldn't do anything.
Thank you, Sassy Peter. Well, you're the one that did the Wakanda Forever.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, if it were something that had a lot of interest, it's certainly something we could add to the lock chest screen. The screen's kind of busy as it is.
I think it's mostly they're trying to test our combinations.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that we want to make that any easier, team.
Yeah.
Guessing those was not the point of the system.
And having to make the the codes like within the hour of stream going live and still having them discovered before they go live. Yeah, in fairness, it's super obvious today, but like, really, guys.
I do like that you didn't put the dashes in the combination today.
No.
It's extravaganza.
It's the extravaganza. It's not the extra. Yeah, no. Oh, just successfully claimed ones. That could be a thing.
I was gonna say I have a history of the successfully claimed ones. I don't keep a history of the falsely claimed or inaccurate ones.
Oh, we don't have that? I was really hoping that whenever we would actually have a slow day before a holiday or something, we could go over what people are guessing with popcorn.
No, unfortunately, they are not saved. We do not keep a record of what has been tried.
That would have been great. DDM17 asks questions of can we have the option to change display size on PS4? The edges of the screen are not visible. Does not follow the system settings.
Change display size. Huh. That sounds like something, a ticket would be very helpful there. Possibly something got set wrong in your save data. Or it's a case we haven't run into yet.
Please send a ticket to CNE Shawn, who is the next guest. So, yeah. Should I let you run back to making sure we're all good on live?
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining me on stream. It's been a pleasure, and yeah, I will see you when I see you. Maybe you'll get a webcam so we can actually see you.
It's on the list.
On the list? Awesome. Okay.
Well, bye-bye.
Bye. And with that, folks, we are going to our final caller for this evening. The one, the only, CNE Shawn. We're sending our invite now. He will join. It'll be great. Please stand by for our next operator. Drenbar has a question, a bit off topic, but anyways, we have our own security team testing the game clients, or do we hire others to do that? I believe we are our own security, but I'm not really associated with it. And Wilhelm Scream has a question for unique art for all item rarities. Would like unique art for all item rarities. Currently, the first two are the same. And character scales based on all rarity sets. That would be interesting, but I dread putting more things on the our team's plate at the moment. But I will put the suggestion forward. So we'll see what's up there. Ooh, ding dong. Hello, Shawn. Ding dong. Hello, Shawn. Ding dong. Hello, Shawn. Ding dong. Hello, Shawn. Ding dong. Okay, we're gonna try that again without looping. I'm sorry, Shawn connected and then it just kept looping. And we're gonna try again. Okay. Hello? Shawn? Shawn? Shawn can't hear me. I cannot hear you, Shawn. I still can't hear you, Shawn. I still can't hear you, Shawn. I apparently can't hear Shawn, just a feedback of myself, which is really, really disturbing. Thank you for standing by. While we figure this out.
And I promise I'm not a Cylon. But apparently I do need to be rebooted. So that's great. And yeah, Crown Man saying right there is saying that this is really fixing with the horror film vibes. And yes, I am apparently the robot expert, is what I am now. So are we in Blade Runner or something? So, well, we'll see. Let me tackle some more of these questions. Hyken is asking, now that the Explorer's Guide to Wildemount is released, is it possible to get the 99 Vox Mechana in Idle Champions? And it is not currently. We're thrilled for their success, but it's not in our current plans. So that's that for now. But all of their success is a success for D&D, so we're super stoked for them. Deza287 has questions about any movement on Pinky the Beholder, and I do not have a comment on that at this time. Someone is... Kinoski is asking what I do for the company. I am a 1/3 of the marketing team here. I am the third marketeer, if you will. So I talk to people about things. And Chris, you were not supposed to spoil Pinky the Beholder. We're not talking about that. Okay. Ding dong, Shawn. Hello, Shawn. No. I can't hear you. So.
How about now?
Oh, I can hear you. You're a little soft.
I can't hear you now.
Oh.
Oh, wait, no, I think I got it.
We're good? We're good? Okay, you're not David, though. So.
I'm not David, though, yeah.
I can't change that without being there, and I didn't want everyone to see how we were trying to debuff this. Or not debuff this,
That was the
this.
funniest thing that could have happened, I think. Like, all I hear is you, ding dong! What is she doing?
Hello, Shawn. Hello, Shawn.
Yeah,
Ding
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Like, oh my god, what is going on? Right.
You are also not.
I'm not a co-founder, unfortunately.
All right, you are.
Yeah.
Support.
Well, I can't see Twitch chat right now.
Do you want to be support superstar?
Sure.
Okay. That's what you are now.
Alright.
Alright.
Hold on, just getting back into the... I'll mute that.
Back. And you know what we did? We tried turning it off and turning it back on again.
And it definitely works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
All
man.
Right. Oh, so...
It has been busy.
Yeah. It's been a day.
A day?
It's been a day.
Hours.
It's like saying, oh, it's been a week, and it's Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
I'm
writing my name on second. I don't know if that'll make it better. Keep posture.
Posture, yeah. Posture encouragement. Mr. Megaton has a question for you. How much of a living hell has 1.0 made your life today?
Okay, so we haven't had a chance to do a lot today because everything's been breaking really quickly. But my tickets right now, just to give a number, are at 75 plus right now. A lot of them closed, which is great. So that's kind of included in that counter. But there are definitely a lot of like Twitch drop tickets.
Yes.
And just like, yeah. So I got a lot of work to do today and tomorrow to hopefully get through them by the end of tomorrow, while trying to figure out what's going on and making sure everything can start breaking and passing on information and, you know, PS4 save information stuff. And like, whew, it's been 4 hours and I'm already exhausted. Yeah.
It's been a week. It's been a day.
It's been a week in just today.
Yeah. It's been a month, but we can actually say since it's starting to close, but yeah.
Yeah.
And this is partly with you answered Dave the Aztec's questions of how many tickets you have today. So yeah, 75 plus. A lot of them have been closed, so that's counted in that. Which I think a lot of the Twitch drop runs were closed, so makes my job a bit easier. But you know, yeah, and
Thank you very much for joining me today.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I
miss you.
I miss you too. I miss your sass. I almost miss the hazing, which is
almost
like not 100%, but almost. And yes, and Neo Gabby, this is the Shawn, the same Shawn who replies to.
I am the one and only person who replies to support tickets.
Yeah.
So whenever you say the support team, it's just
be nice to Shawn.
Yeah, please.
Unless he's mean to me, then be mean to Shawn if he's mean to me. Just kidding.
I'll give you the dress.
Don't. Don't. But yeah, it's been a morning. 3 hours of stream is a lot, but I really appreciate everyone stepping in to chat, because there's been so much in this update that it's been great to talk to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
this update's been super exciting. I've been waiting, knowing about this weeks in advance has been ooh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, the Strahd and the everything.
Oh yeah, Strahd,
formation saves,
the rebalance, formation saves. Oh man,
the keeping a straight face when you're talking to the community.
Yeah.
I've got a question here for you from Neo Gabby. Who asked if I contacted support about an issue and they said they get it fixed for me. How long should I wait before posting a follow-up that it hasn't been fixed? A week? 2? I know y'all are being super busy and the plague is making everything difficult, so I don't want to be a pain.
Oh, 1 second, hold on. Everything's eating it. All right, I think that's better. Yeah, so time frame to wait for tickets and things. Honestly, the biggest thing is it really depends. It really depends on what the issue.
I'm going to interrupt you to say that we are dropping a Strahd chest right now.
Strahd chest.
So
hit the drop.
Do the thing. Do the thing. Here's your warning.
There. Boom.
There it is. There it is.
Get that drop.
Claim that drop. Claim that drop.
Yeah. Drop.
Hype.
But yeah, so each issue it really just varies, right? If it's absolutely game breaking and the game cannot progress without it, we'll obviously get that fixed as soon as we can. Things like obviously graphics systems we try to get out really quickly too. Spelling mistakes usually take up a little bit depending. But we try to do our best to get things out as soon as we can, but there's definitely a priority for things. So if it's been 2 patches and you haven't seen, and there hasn't been an update on it or anything hit me with a quick hey, this is my previous ticket, this is what happened, and I'll double check with the devs, and I pretty much I collectively get everything and I go, hey devs, here you go, add it to your plan, and then they go okay, and then they figure out. Jacob has been my boy.
Jacob,
I send him so much stuff every day, and I don't know how he gets any work done with how much I give him.
But it's
props
also
to
really...
Jacob for getting all any bug fix you've seen the past couple of weeks has pretty much all been Jacob. He's been killing it.
And also just mad props to Jacob. One of our favorite parts of our stand-up is watching you list bugs and him being fixed, fix it on next update, fixed, and it's hilarious. So mad props to Jacob for that.
So good, yeah. Thank you, Jacob. I'm a superstar.
And just on a quick note on drops, for the Strahd chest and the Birdsong skin, we dropped them twice. You can only claim them once, but we wanted to give people multiple opportunities to grab them because, it's just the way it is.
Yes, level playing in the Kong chat is Jacob, so he's super great at what he does, and he's a great help to everything we do. So,
and maybe he'll join us on stream at some point.
One day.
That'd be cool if he wants to.
If not, we'll tie him to a chair and we'll get him in.
No, we're not going to kidnap people onto camera. That sounds like cruel and unusual punishment. A little bit. Okay. So, how are you holding up in isolation?
It's made me realize I'm a lot more extroverted than I thought I was. Right, and I realized that I don't recharge with people. But I recharge like as an introvert usually would, being alone. But not being in an office full of people when that's been my entire working life and career has been so weird. That and my cats are annoying.
That's so nice. But yeah,
Yeah. I wish they'd come in, but they're probably downstairs sitting
No.
on the chair. So
that's fair. So Trixel has a question. If Jacob is Shawn's superstar, who is Shawn's superstar? Or who is Jacob's superstar? Oh.
I hope I'm a superstar.
You are a superstar, so.
Neo Gabby, I just responded to that earlier. So give it if you see about 2 patches, and it hasn't been updated yet, or the issue hasn't been fixed, definitely make a new ticket, and then I'll look into it again and poke at the devs to see what's going on. We do get a lot of things that come in and out, so some things can get lost. So with people like with Peter, who gets super incredibly busy on the Twitch drop stuff and just all the work that we're doing, it's some things can get lost in the mix sometimes. So just give it like a week or 2, shoot me an update if it's still happening, and then we'll look into it again.
And we've got a question from Sumo Izumi. If there are any plans to retro lifelong buffs like Zorbu and Black Viper to older champs to add incentive to using them more. It's really more of a Justin question, but
yeah, definitely more of a Justin
question. But I think Black Viper's on the sites for year 2, part 1 champion rebalance. Yeah. Now I need to switch those numbers in my head.
Oh man, year 2, part 1 when?
No.
Justin's just shaking his fist at home, like, how dare you say that already?
You're not even supposed to like.
Yeah, like why bring it up already?
Yeah.
Yeah, year 2, part 1 hype.
No. Please no. Please be nice. And Legendary Street. I'm going to call you that, Legendary Street. Are there plans to link our data between console and Steam? Unfortunately, we don't have anything cross-platform because
it's historically a lot of the platforms have very much disliked moving between platforms. People obviously PlayStation wants to play on PlayStation and Kong on Kong and that kind of stuff. So when moving in between platforms is generally a big no-no. I have done it in the past, but they're very, very very particular circumstances. Like my phone got stolen, and that was where I was playing on iOS. So can I move to Steam? And that's like sure, but generally it's a no. So.
And if you get like a dozen "my phone got stolen" tickets, then you know what's up. And Stuffed Up is asking a question: how about specialization choices as part of formation saves?
We can talk to Graham about that.
We can talk to Graham.
Yeah.
But also Justin and Dupuy.
Yeah.
That's also a design aspect. But yeah. Lisa mentioned this in the Q&A as well, and had a lovely clip of basically what felt like the late 90s, early 2000s was when you click something and you got 20 million pop-ups to choose.
Yeah. Whenever I do like a Mad Wizard run, cause I have pretty decent favor in Torm.
Pretty decent favor in Torm?
In Torm, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
30s, not a big
30s, okay. No big deal.
Yeah. And then you set up your familiars, and all of a sudden it's like window. It's just you spend like a couple seconds clicking through everything, and then you can let it idle. But
yeah, it's a thing.
My phone got stolen. Can you move my PS4 profile to Steam, please?
Yeah.
How are you holding up, Margaret? How's quarantine been for you?
I'm doing okay.
Doing okay?
I'm doing okay. I'm glad that we're still allowed to go outside. Mm-hmm. I miss people. Although I am an introvert, I'm quite outgoing and quite social.
Yeah.
I need my alone time to recharge, but I do really love people.
Yeah. We kind of fit in that same bracket together then. Yeah.
And it's been weird. There's been things that I never want to take advantage, take her for granted again. Sorry, not take advantage, but take for granted. Just being able to sit in a cafe with a friend and have a coffee is I miss that.
Yeah.
But this is
after quarantine, you can do that just 6 feet apart still.
No, things are closed. But I'm I'm really impressed with how seriously our city's taking it and shutting things down, because with the kind of population we have, this is quite serious. So
Yeah. And if you think about it too, like we're not even that big of a city compared to like Vancouver or Calgary too, right? Like, so that we're doing so much already, even for being like half the size or a quarter the size of Vancouver.
Yeah. So it's it is what it is. It's a weird time. I was joking with a friend a little bit maniacally. It's like, oh yeah, the 20s are back. We're gonna have like the Roaring 20s, and it's like, no, it's gonna be, the bars are gonna close. We're gonna have a plague, and the stock markets are gonna crash. So
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
But no, hopefully we all manage to get through this in the next few months, and then things will return.
If humans have proven anything, we're resilient.
Yes. If nothing, if not resilient.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have much of an appetite for zombie movies right now. I don't know about you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good thing to avoid right now.
What media have you been consuming for your isolation?
Man. Almost like little to nothing. Like I feel like I haven't been watching a lot. My girlfriend not really into anime, so we're just kind of wait for the weekly anime to come out and we watch that. I'm getting back into games I should have beaten like months ago, that I've like kind of put off for a little while. So I just picked up Octopath Traveler again.
Nice.
So I'm playing through that. I got like one more guy to do, and then the full ending. I played through Borderlands 3 and beat all that. So I'm still got a lot of collecting stuff to do and leveling up to do there. Reading stuff.
What you reading?
Just a lot of manga. A lot of manga. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I'm.
What about you? What's been on your docket?
I have been rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon, obviously.
The first season or Korra?
The first series.
Oh, okay.
And then next on my list is Mythic Quest.
Mythic Quest.
It's basically The Office for video games, so you'll probably love it as well because it's us IRL. Well, not IRL. Yeah. Us TV series version.
Oh, I've never heard of it. Weird. Oh. I never actually seen The Office. I wasn't a big fan of like that documentary style TV show. Same way I didn't watch Parks and Rec.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right.
But maybe I'll give this one a shot though.
Okay. It looks like I'm getting the signals from Dylan that it's I need to start to wrap things up. So.
Oh.
Is there anything last you want to say to the internet before I do that?
Stay safe.
Yes.
We love everybody. Thank you for joining in with us today. It's been a really busy day, and thank you for dealing with the game while we're getting everything fixed. Hopefully it shouldn't be too long. Definitely, if something breaks, make a ticket. I'll get to it as fast as I can. So I got a lot of work to do today and tomorrow, and I'm going to be modding Mars' stream after this.
Yes.
So I won't get the tickets right away, but once I'm done that, then tickets all day until Friday. And I'm working a little bit later than normal today and tomorrow, just to make sure everything's all cleared up.
Awesome. Well, you're a rock star and a superstar. Thank you very much. All right. I think it's time for ding dong. Goodbye, Shawn.
All right. Ding dong. Bye, Margaret. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone.
All right. It's still just me for now. And just going to start wrapping it up. Thank you very much for joining us for the special 3-hour stream. It's been great to have you and for bearing with us while we adjust to working from home. As it's a big transition for us, and we've been trying our best to make it work. And yeah, I'm very excited to be handing off our show to Mars starting at 1 p.m. Pacific time, also known as in the community as CNE time, which is hilarious. But that's our show for Wednesday, March 25th, 2020. And handing off to Mars at 1 p.m. to be followed by Garwar at 3 p.m., all here on the Twitch CNE channel. So thank you for joining us today and participating in the Idle Champions and Dungeons & Dragons community. You are all awesome. The show exists because of a number of amazing people behind the scenes, including our co-producers today, Erica, Dylan, Clive, Shawn, David, Peter, Justin, Chris, everyone. This would not be possible without you. And then as well as our partners at Dungeons & Dragons, Greg, Bart, Pelham, Allison, Xiaoling, and Lisa. Take care, champions, and see you tomorrow for our regular street. Stay safe.